I've been tossed overboard.
I'll have to bill you extra for my time.
Gold on my neck, gold on my hand, purple with the stripes, that's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming, every step I take, they know a boss is coming.
Blazing the whip, gotta vanquish the needs. My kingdom for some poppy seeds, yo.
Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. Told him to call me.
You know what? I talk to your mayor.
Yeah, count it up. That's umbrella guy in the building, run it up. Yeah. 100K vanish, screenshots vanish. Trust me, bro, contracts, fine print damage. You sold fake dreams, cheap fonts, big schemes. Whole crew talking tough till the light hits the seams. How you flex chrome chains over borrowed bills? Selfie angle hiding them rusted grills. You bark big numbers, but the math don't add. You reimburse every family you scam. You can hide them platinum grills from the truth, from the can, from the real. Yeah, you can flash that metal and square, but the lies and the fraud don't kill. Yeah, that's umbrella guy. Calling names on the set, every bogus claim, every paper thread, all that tough talk, type thick caps, and still you can't fight back through the platinum grills. You said we partners, then you pick my pocket, turn friends into figures like a broken stock market. Exclusive access, it was copy paste. Whole contract smelling like panic and haste. You spam fake letters, try to scare the prey. Big law talk on the 10th of mail. You serve weak threats on the kitchen table. You're allergic to evidence, dodging labels at it. You can hide them platinum grills from the truth, from the can, from the real. Yeah, you can flash that metal and square, but the lies and the fraud gon' bill. Yeah, that's umbrella guy. Calling names on the set, every bogus claim, every paper thread, all that tough talk, tight think caps, and still you can't bite back through the platinum grills. 100K gone, screenshot saved. You gon' see every promise replayed, every I swear that you typed that day. Fold in the light, can't fake that shade. Run it back, show receipts. You a ghost when the proof hit the feed. You ain't built for the storm, just tweets. Stay umbrella guy, dragging every dirty deed. You can hide them platinum grills from the truth, from the can, from the real. Yeah, you can flash that metal and square, but the lies and the fraud gon' feel. Yeah, that's umbrella guy. Calling names on the set, every bogus claim, every paper thread, all that tough talk, tight think caps, and still you can't bite back through the platinum grills.
That's right. What's up, folks? How's it going today? Welcome to a very, very special Saturday. I have my guest here today, the one, the only Tina. How's it going, Tina?
Howdy.
I like it. I like that new song, by the way. That's pretty funny. You know.
Oh, I was sitting here getting it. Turn
Yeah.
it back on. Have a dance party.
Well, you know, you gotta sometimes talk about that 100K that went. You know.
I know it's out there somewhere. Dang it, we got to find it.
Real, actually, I wish I could find it. You know, I know where to find it. All right, it's probably in Colombia by now.
Oh, well, it might be back in the States after what happened this morning.
Oh my God! By the way, man, I've been serenaded with song all day. It's such a day, such an interesting day. I've had a
I heard.
video.
I was going to say, didn't someone serenade you, Doug?
Oh yeah, it's been it's been interesting. Very interesting. Very, very.
I guess she's all out of love and so lost without you.
I feel like I'm Lord God.
I'm sorry, I have
Lord
to.
God. I'm just like, what is going on here? If you missed it, Leslie has been serenading myself and Megan Fox with song today. Now, and we have been serenaded with not one, but two songs, yes. And we also were treated to a video. Well, the first video, it was I think it was supposed to be Message to Tug and Megan, although they say Megan to Tug and Megan. That's what the title of it is. Megan to Tug and Megan. I was like, okay, that's interesting.
That's in true Lips fashion.
It's something.
I'm being nice. I'm being nice. New year. New year.
Well, see, it's been interesting. Look, it's been like this. Here, let me show this real quick. This has been the day. So first we had one, it's missing now, and it was like 11 minutes. Then we had another version of that one come up that was 8 minutes. And then we've had not one, but two songs dedicated.
No, wait, there's one missing.
Yeah, she's jabbed one. She's jabbed one out. Just
oh, okay.
Yeah, she dumped one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a day. It's been a day.
Yes,
sure.
yes.
I think that will be a topic for tomorrow.
I think you and Megan will have a blast with that one.
Oh, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But you know, by the way, that's a funny thing. See, a bunch of these ecosystemers, from what I remember and from what I understand as well, many of them actually came up in conversation. Most of them were, well, let's not say they were very liked by old Lynette Preston.
Oh, no. And you know, it's a daggum shame. That woman should have listened. In fact, just so, do I have it pulled up here? I think I do. I'll just give you a little example.
Okay.
If I can get it to play.
Answer. I was making my daughter. Lisa said on her show last night, oh man, she said what a low life piece of garbage I am, liar.
So, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, actually.
Let's make the record clear. That is not a recording. That is a voice clip that was sent to me. So it is mine.
Yes, she keeps sending. Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, they need to look up technology rules for that. You know? When these people are sending you unsolicited messages and all this other madness. Oh, it's so crazy. But yeah, she not only talked about that. I mean, you know, we saw the public statements about people like Marla, but
Marla.
yeah, the animosity goes behind the scenes too, doesn't it?
Oh, it sure does. Let's see. What size knife would we like to use tonight? Let's stab somebody in the back.
Well, for sure.
Because I'm not there to pick it up. I'm not there to pick it up. And I hope and I thank everybody who has come forward. Oh my God, Tug, we have to thank them. Everybody that has reported the money, that has sent emails. Thank you. It's helping so much.
For sure. There's been oh my God. I just randomly sent the Oh God, I've been sending people the Leslie video randomly.
Oh God.
Yeah, they're like,
Who
"What
did?
in the fuck is going on?"
Well, she might
Oh,
be in here. Leslie, you in here,
Leslie,
sweetie?
are you here, Leslie? Are you here? By
We'll
the
be
way,
your friend.
let me check something real quick. I am curious about one thing while we were talking about that subject before. Leslie, too. I mean, these people, from what I understand, this is a pretty. Again, I'm going to paraphrase. Okay, I guess I can't get it right on there, but there was a certain person that said that Leslie struck them as very, very crazy, but it didn't matter because Lisa would quote unquote handle her. That's an
Oh yeah,
interesting.
that leash was on and the collar was tight. I
That's
guess.
crazy, man.
Well,
So,
yeah.
um,
Just saying. Just
yeah,
saying. Wait a minute. Hold on. I got to do something. Okay, we're good. Every time I say just saying, I got to flick my dick.
okay. Oh no.
Only
Oh
I have a
man,
Zippo.
it does look
But
like Leslie Steele has not. Leslie, by the way, here's a little thing. When you're like, hey, I'm sorry I did all this. There, let me see. Videos about Megan Fox and some of the worst accusations you can have. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 in a row sitting on that same channel. That's I'm so sorry, and that doesn't even count the God knows how many shorts that are on there. God, what a mess. There are
you
7.
can't help but feel sorry for her because she's being used. I mean, any friend, and I don't care who you are, hell, any human, Tug. If somebody's going through a manic episode like she does at times, instead of poking at her and getting her to get all evil on everybody on Jeremy's side, she should be on the phone talking to her, getting her help,
Yeah,
instead of
she
making
should
it
have.
worse.
Well, that was one of the things. I'm sure you I'm sure you heard things about, in the moment. Well, we heard about it surface level, especially where we saw, when she was posting 100 videos with 3 days, for example, you had Lisa that was like, "Oh yeah, that's great." Ray Bone Crusher like, "Oh yeah, hey, why don't you keep going? That's a great job that you're doing there." And I mean, the woman's not sleeping. She's not out there. That's not healthy, and you can
And
tell it's
that's
not
not
healthy.
friendship.
Oh
That's
no.
not friendship. And, they've called me the fake friend. Call me what you want. I don't care what you call me. I really don't. I was really hoping that I could help Michelle to get the money back, what was rightfully hers.
Mm.
And the deeper I got, the more I didn't like.
Yeah, there were a lot of questions last time over a specific subject. I don't know how much you want to drill down into this, but there was a million questions over this subject, and I'm sure you know what I'm going to talk about here. There was
Yes.
one about HG. A lot of people asked about HG, and yeah, you want to address that?
Well, I can say that's one sweet little girl.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she is such a sweetheart. Um, the only thing I want to say is there are major concerns that I have and will be addressed eventually, God willing. Um, People just keep her in your prayers. That's all I can say. Is just keep her in your prayers.
Yeah, I think the answer would be, you're not talking. I'm going to keep it minimally in what I say on this, but I do think, people have, I do think they have the right question. Again, when I'm saying this, do not contact anyone associated with this. Do not contact
No,
any.
please don't. You'll mess it up. Anything that's happening, and I don't know what's happening. I don't know. But if we inundate them with calls, they're not going to pay attention.
Yeah, they just don't care. It's already bad enough to try to make them care. But
It's
there
sickening.
were some disturbing moments. In fact, that was one of the things that you talked about that was really eye-opening to you, because you said, I mean, it's really stuck with me. You said, when you were getting into everything, you really wanted that little girl to have a better life, and you had hoped that somebody would help them out. And then you really found out what kind of situation that they were in. And it was disturbing, some of the things you were hearing.
Yes, the yelling, the screaming, the negative attention. Lisa ought to be ashamed of herself. She needs to get in that little thing she calls a loofah-mobile. You know what? I'm gonna put sponges on my gator, just in her memory. But she ought to be ashamed of herself. She had that money. That little girl lived in a daggum shed in the middle of a hot summer in Florida, while you're sitting over there in the villages in your nice little cozy house with the air conditioner. You had a little 6-year-old in a freaking metal shed. Oh, you're a piece of work. And I've heard what you said about me. Lady, I don't care what you say, because you're not important. You are beneath me, very beneath me. And little Miss Tori, I don't talk bad about people. I've never talked to Tori. I'm not going to talk bad about Tori. Don't go spitting Bible verses at me, because you're the one that needs to open a good book, not me.
Yeah, well, you're
okay. That's
it. I'm sorry. No, I mean, I saw some of the stuff they were posting. I really saw, what Marla. God. Yeah,
man. Let me touch and let me go there for a minute. Can we? And y'all forgive me. I'm gonna ask for your forgiveness from the very beginning, because this is me. Marla, when Jeremy is done with you, sweetie, and he spits you out, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna take my bite. Only my bite's gonna be the fierceness of a mother scorned. How dare you use my son? Only this time, honey, you didn't hurt me. This time you made me mad, and you made me want to fight. And I wasn't on his side, but I'm going to fight for Jeremy. I'm going to use my knowledge. I'm going to use my skills. I'm going to use my contacts. Contacts I guarantee not one of you on that side have. And we're going to fix it. We're going to make it right. And I hope to God my handcuffs will go around your wrists in memory of my son. Keep his name out of your filthy mouth. And by the way, even though I'm angry, I do forgive you. Sorry, Tug.
No, ain't nothing to apologize for. I saw those posts, and you're much nicer than I thought it was really interesting the way that they were responding too, considering, again, this is somebody publicly we saw that Lynette Preston did not like whatsoever. And privately, apparently, she definitely doesn't like Marla, right?
She doesn't like Marla at all. And Marla, I guess Marla has to be in the in-group. I don't know. Maybe she was bullied. Who knows? But Lynette, Michelle, she can't stand her. Publicly, privately, intimately. Hell, she's probably talking to John more. Everybody seems to talk to John. I don't think Michelle knows half of what's going on. I really don't. I think it's Lisa and John, because that's the way it was all those months.
That's so bizarre to me still, I mean, that's what Marla actually said, that John Boy was coming and visiting her and doing all of that stuff. And I thought, that's really...
Ew, yuck.
Yeah, he was dropping off some kind of delivery. I thought, man, that's bizarre. I was like, is that a euphemism?
We could go down so many roads with that little conspiracy, couldn't we?
Well, I mean, I just, God, it's so wild considering, so here's, actually, I wanted to bring up a couple of things while you're here. I thought I'd bring up a couple of clips. You and I, was a conversation that you were involved in.
Oh, that night my phones were fornicating. Okay, yeah, I remember that night.
Yeah, so I thought we would actually bring up, since those don't exist and it's not real. Doesn't matter.
I'll bring it up. Right. It's all in our imagination.
Yeah. There was a weird imagination day, by the way. You know,
Yeah, it was.
I've imagined some. If I were gonna spend my time imagining something, I would imagine something much better than.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Ew.
No. Oh man, you know my dream. It's always been my dream. Oh God, let me pull this one up here.
Imagine being the third wheel in that one. Okay?
Oh.
Just saying.
So this was our beginning, you know. Now, I didn't even think about last time when you were here. I didn't even think about bringing this up. I was like, man, I should have brought up the beginning and the end. You know, the ones where especially it shows you and you're speaking, and we can talk about these. You know, that'll be fun. So
yeah,
let's bust one of these up. This is that beginning, you know. Now it's not the very beginning of the conversation. There's more, you know, of course, but it's the beginning where I'm wanting to pick up. So check this out.
Michelle, did you hear what he said though?
Now,
did you catch what?
That's Tina speaking right away. You can recognize.
Yep, that would be me. That's me.
And you'll see too in this again, folks. You know, this is her saying, "Hey, Michelle, did you can see the subtitles on that too. Michelle, did you hear what he said though?" Yeah. So again, you can hear her, you know, since this is supposed to be just you and Michelle talking, you know, we'll see.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
You know, so this is really weird, you know, that you all mime other people. It's very strange. Very strange habit you have there. Here we go.
So did you hear what he said though? Did you catch what Tug said?
It doesn't matter about the permit. So you caught that? Did you hear what Tug said? And she's like, what? You know. So they're like, that's just you and her talking. Huh, well, that's very weird, you know. That's a strange thing that you all were just sitting around talking about. Now, she'll interact with me off of this as well, which is kind of funny. And again, volume wise, the way that we all bring it together too, like our volumes were weird anyway. But I always keep my volume low for recording purposes too. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. It's your money. Like, she's not a contractor. The way the police are approaching this, she was given money for a specific thing, and that's not it. Have you provided them with again, you know, one of the things they need to be aware of is that Lisa Lee's man he's a criminal. He is an actual criminal. Like, that is not a lie. She said it was a lie and stuff, but he has a criminal record. He has scammed the elderly. They have pretended to be contractors. It is the same MO that we are seeing right now. We pulled the court records.
Yep.
We read them. Are the police aware of that?
No, because I don't have any of that.
Okay, well, I will remember that day, by the way. So I've mentioned this before, but it's kind of fun having you on here to talk about. So that day, that was the day that Gabe's mugshot had started going around. You know, it really, I can't remember if that's the first day that somebody pulled it, or if it had been in circulation for a day or two after that.
No, it was in circulation because I asked her if she had seen it, and she said it didn't exist. It was AI generated. You know, kind of like the ones they did on Jeremy.
Yeah.
I said, no. Not like that.
Oh.
So it was definitely out there because you pulled them and sent them to me, and I literally got the link from you so she could pull it up because we couldn't get them to go through. So she got the link, and then when she pulled up the link, she couldn't believe what she was seeing.
Yeah, I thought that was, like I said, I can't remember who pulled that up specifically, you know, but it was that mugshot of him that somebody had pulled off of the Florida website itself, you know, which I went in and I made sure that was legit, you know. And I when I pulled it up, you know, because you had already asked, when I pulled it up, I'm asking her, hey, you know, do you want all this information? Which is not just that item. We're talking about those 50, gosh, let me check. I'll see in a minute how many documents. Let me play the end of this and I'll look at how many documents that was, you know?
Okay.
So
I don't
gather
have
that
anything.
stuff. I will gather that for you. I will put it together for you.
It was already gathered, by the way.
Like
I would appreciate it.
100%. Like I said,
I want to see her sit in jail.
Sitting in jail.
I'm done being used and abused and treated like I'm some kind of bad person when I'm not.
Yes, she went on about that a lot too. You know, about how she wanted her in jail. Like, I mean,
Yeah, so much. She even went to the cops. And so she was dead serious. And I hope she still is. That money is still hers. No matter what they say, it's still hers.
Yeah, well, you know, that brings up something we did not talk about, by the way. The conversation. Remember, we were talking about the plan that Lynette Preston had after the money was delivered, you know, where she talked about playing along with them for now, but, you know, afterwards.
Yes, she was actually, I was going to fill the form out too for her and email it to her on the federal side. And she told me she's going all the way with the federal government on it. That money, but they put her off with this spin. Levy County needs a statement from only me. And again, David, if you're in here, I emailed you. Be a gentleman. Email me back, please.
These are all the documents, by the way. That was all the documents that.
Yeah, there was. I'm looking through my messages when I found it.
It's a one called Tina and Me, you know. So I was sending this is what I sent over. I was like, look, here's all this stuff, Lynette Preston, you know. Here you go. Because she wanted it. She wanted a lot of documentation in that. And
sadly, though, I don't think she did anything because of John. John isn't going to let her do anything.
I wonder too, though, if some of that was just, you know, it's been a leverage point because, again, I mean, we saw how that's another point. Like, I really want to commend you on something. I'm totally, I keep getting ahead of myself here, and I don't want to forget this. You know, my mind's all over the place some days, but the one thing that was amazing to see before you spoke up, they were saying there was no way that she paid for the lawyer. There was no way whatsoever. Then,
I know. That was funny.
Well, then when you spoke, it was like, it's none of anybody's business. What are you talking about?
I thought that was funny. I was sitting there going, oh, Lisa, sweetie, you're digging yourself a hole you're not going to crawl out of.
I was so amused by that because it was before she just talked such a big freaking game, you know. It's like, oh, I didn't do that. They're all liars. They're liars.
She needs to look in the mirror. Just saying. But I mean, good Lord. That woman. It was hilarious because I'm like, you're digging a hole. Shut your mouth. If these people would just keep their mouths shut, they wouldn't be in trouble.
Yeah, but you know, the problem is if they shut their mouths, they also don't have all that sweet moolah, you know. So
true. And what's sad is they're still grifting. I mean, what are they collecting for now? Christmas is over.
Yeah, they were still actually. What was crazy is they were still collecting for Christmas when Christmas was done.
I know. It's like, and people. I know they're in here lurking and listening, and I really don't care. But if you gave money, don't let her tell you it's none of your business and prove you donated. She held a public fundraiser using public platforms. Joe Blow could call and say, I'd like to know where the money went.
That's how
legally she has to. She doesn't know. I want to know where she has all these lawyers in her family. Where are they?
They're
not giving advice.
They actually, they're not lawyers, they're mechanics.
Stop, you're going to get me coughing.
Oh no, do you need some chicken skin? I hear that helps with coughing. You know what I figured out, by the way, the other day? Those aren't chicken skins, they're throat lozenges. That's what she thinks they are. Yeah. See, you know, you think about it. Every time she's like, ugh. And she thinks it's one of my chicken skin, you know? So that's what
does she get? Yeah, it's the cracklins.
The cracklins. Oh my God. They're like pork rinds, I swear.
Pork rinds in chicken form.
Heck
She
yeah.
can't handle the pork. Where's the beef?
My granny used to love that. She'd be like, go down to the store and you get, man, it would be some of the like, I'm not eating that with you, Granny. Granny'd be like, why don't you go get me some pickled pig's feet? Like, I'm not eating
Oh, no.
Give me some. Get you one if you want. I was like, no, Granny, I'm not getting me one of those.
Oh, God, that's funny. Oh, shit. Sorry, Michelle. I'm going through her text and I automatically just hearted a text. Didn't mean to. Sorry. My bad.
They'll say that Felice changes more than lips changes. She's had a lot of wig changes today, by the way. She has many outfit changes. That's actually very true. Well, that story change, it was so funny, though, because, again, they went out and they denied it. And we told the exact story before, but they had no idea where it was coming from. You know, we were, quote unquote, guessing at it. Then when you came out, which was amazing because you came forward with not just, hey, this happened, but you were like, well, here's the time that I talked and here's the time that I talked. And after you did that, she had a freaking breakdown about it, just screaming, you know, who's asking about who's Bruce's lawyer getting paid for? And that was so good. Oh my God.
Oh, I got the timestamps and I have the call logs when the house phone was on top of the cell phone. Mm-hmm. Your call log will match my call log, which will match her call log. So, how are you going to spend that one?
Amazing too. Well, she's apparently horrified by it because she was talking about all of the stuff that had been. Oh my God, Nick! I just saw something.
Oh, what'd you see? Share.
Data has been sent the magical songs that were given to myself and to make.
Oh no, that's gonna be fun to watch.
Oh yeah, Nick, man, he's gonna love that.
I really enjoyed his stream. I really did.
Yeah, he's funny. Like he's been really on for for this, which is good. A really good return.
And for Lisa to say he's a nobody, I mean, he built LawTube. I mean, seriously. He's been around forever. She obviously does not know the LawTubers.
No, it's even better than that. It's like, wait a minute. If he's nobody, then what would that make them? Honestly, that's the funniest part.
Then just go back to the Loofamobile.
Oh, man, that's so weird. You know, we had talked about some of the random people, like I said, the assortments there, and there were a few quotes. I remember we were talking about a certain person that Lynette Preston said that they were freaks. Talked about their without getting too crazy about it. She was talking about their I'm going to say marital situation. You know, with that one that one ecosystemer, and it was interesting to me. Who was feeding her all this information?
John.
You know, John. I mean, well, that's weird because what that would mean is that John is sitting around talking to Lisa, because it's got to be coming from Lisa, about Lisa's co-hosts.
That's just sick. That's sick.
So
Let's hope.
Yeah, well, it's so bizarre too because these are supposed to be her pals, right? The people she sits on streams with, they make craft goods. Not saying who that is, craft goods leather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yet she's talking about how they're freaks and weirdos and degenerates, and also again, that would be her own opinion, by the way. But then, when you told me she was talking about. Their situation, let's just say their marital situation. I thought, man, she would have to hear that from somebody that's around there and in the quote unquote know.
Well, I'm just wondering if there wasn't a camera involved myself. A freaky deaky.
That whole camera thing is so bizarre, by the way. The actual, I know you were joking, but it got me thinking about the camera thing. After we had spoken, I went back and I listen to conversations, right? And I noticed how evasive Michelle was on the subject of who owns and who runs the cameras. You know, she said at one time she said that no, her wording, she said they don't have access to the cameras anymore. And I thought, anymore. That's an interesting statement.
Yeah, it was kind of like it kind of felt like she was being punished, is the way I took it. When she made Lisa mad, and because I asked her about the cameras, it was right when they put that video up of Jeremy in the truck with the little dogs, and I don't know, when that was, but it was around that time because I asked her. I said, "Why would you put that up?" She said, "I didn't, and I can't get in the cameras to see it anyway. Lisa won't let me." And I asked her, I said, "Who's older than who?"
Wait. Lisa won't let me? That's an interesting statement.
Let's, like I said, it was used as more of like a punishment, in my opinion. They're your cameras. If why would you let somebody have unfiltered access to your everyday life? And now we know their audio. So Lisa has heard more than what I have heard.
That's wild.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you know, I noticed one of the things that that you discussed, and you discussed. Well, I mean, like I said, we had a few conversations about everything that was going on, and you talked about how loud the yelling, not just the yelling between the adults, let's say, but there was yelling at,
yes, a lot.
Vulnerables. Yeah. And through that, I can imagine how much of that she would be able to listen in on.
All of it. I mean, the way that they're positioned, those cameras are, and Michelle said they had them throughout the property. So I don't know where. She never discussed that with me, and I never asked. But if there were cameras over where the shed was, imagine, what I heard. Imagine what Lisa heard.
Oh, yeah, indeed. Indeed. I mean,
so could she be dangling that carrot like, shut your mouth or I'm gonna?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, I remember one day where you were very upset because, let's just say something
we're talking. Let me interrupt you?
You want to just be blunt about it?
I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be blunt because we're going to confuse people.
Okay, say it.
We're talking in code.
Okay.
I audibly witnessed some of the most horrific way to talk to a child ever on the face of this earth. I would call Tug, and I would call others, and I love you all for it. You were there for me when I would break down. I would literally have to walk away while she's screaming on the phone. That's how much it affects me. That's why I'm doing this. This is not about Michelle anymore. This is about that little girl. And if any of you ever gave one iota care about that little girl, you would come forward. You would stop listening to the lies over there. It's nothing but a bunch of BS. They want your money. They want your views. They want content. And it's sad that they can't have content unless they're bringing somebody down. And you know who's going to pay for it when you and I are dead and gone? It's going to be her, that little girl. 10 years from now, she's going to look back at this. The internet's not going anywhere.
Oh, no.
Imagine what she's going to go through, people.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, mental scrub mush.
You had questions like, and so she called the child names?
Oh, yeah, she would.
Well, there was I can't remember. There was a specific word that came up over and over again, and it
starts with an A, ends with an E.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then female dog.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
rat. She's feral.
Well, the kid's learning from, if you listen to people, again, we've heard conversations from, like, again, Thomas Collins, he's out there filming across the road, and you hear these people screaming back and forth. And if a person's in the middle of that, they model that behavior. That behavior is normalized, and there's other behaviors that was normalized too, apparently. There's other
Yes.
behaviors that were around the kid that were a little more of the, I guess,
She was too aggressive. Way too aggressive.
Yeah. Well, kids, they model behavior. They think it's acceptable if they hear somebody.
Well, this is normal for her.
Yeah.
And damn it, I'm going to say it again. Lisa, shame on you. Shame on you. Michelle should pay for her consequences, but Lisa Lee, you're responsible for most of this crap this kid's going through. Shame on you. Tug, I need to walk away for just a second.
You have to go take a break for a minute. Yeah. I'll meet you out. Just mute. Okay, you're muted out there. Yeah. This is one of the reasons why we did not have conversations before on it. It's not that it's some ultra secret. It's that it's upsetting because, if you give a shit, you can't get anything done about it. And again, I'm not telling you I'm actually telling you the ops, do not contact anyone or anything. Because if anything goes on or anything it'll just be looked as another reason is not looking at everything that's going on. But it is an ugly situation. It's a very ugly situation. And the people that are involved, they pretend they're the victims. And really, there's another victim involved. Just a terrible situation there. I'm looking at the chat too. If y'all have questions, hit them, ask them. I'll pick out ones that I can,
Sorry about that. Sorry. Victim. The only victim here is that little girl.
Yeah,
and Jeremy.
It really bothered me that that they have. Oh yeah, people are pointing out too. I mean, they even had the little one, with normalizing. They have the little one screaming under the fences, screaming at other people too. With Travis as well. I mean, it's just normalized behavior.
That she asked me on the phone one day, Miss Tina, are you going to come help me fight the bad man? And I told her, I said, baby girl, there's no bad man. Nobody's going to hurt you. And boy, did I piss them off. But she's got this child afraid of people that wish her no harm. They would never hurt that little girl. And Michelle, she would tell me, she just wants to take my child. They want to take my child because Harley could pass for theirs. And then she goes and gets a DNA test. She's going to try to get Native American. She wants to make sure she believes she's Native American so she can get that tax break. And I'm like, oh, good gravies.
It doesn't even matter. Michelle, oh my Lord. In order to qualify, you need to look up the other items in that. It's not just a blood test and you're like, oh man, I'm going to get that. And there's a little bit more to it as well.
There's a lot to it, but you can't fix stupid no matter how hard you try. You just can't. And I'm sorry I used that word, but you can't. She's stubborn. She's bullheaded. She's being bullied 100% by, I don't even want to call him a man, Mr. Jimmy Walker that lives on that property. And y'all think we don't know who you are? There's ways to find out. There's ways to find out. Just keep that in mind. She's being bullied by Lisa. She's being bullied all the way around. And I would sit and I'd listen to her vent. Well, you know what? I heard enough. I heard enough and I've had my fill. And now it's time for her to just fall on the sword. And I'm going to say it again. Fall on the sword. Take your lumps. Be a woman. Be an example for your child instead of lying your way out of things. Actually take some accountability for your lies. They tell so many lies. You see it on her screen almost every freaking night. She has to correct a lie she told the night before.
It's so amazing, isn't it?
It's like, daggum. Nobody's going to know she gets dementia, Tug, because she lies so much.
It's true. Well, what's really funny about it, they're all like, everybody's mad at me and they hate me. I'm like, no, actually, I hate what they do to other people. But as far as everything's concerned, they're my favorite stupid to listen to. Oh my God.
It is amazing. Comical. It's comical. But it's comical at somebody's expense, and that's what I hate about this.
Yeah, I mean that's a perfect way to frame that. It is funny, but it's somebody pays for that funny.
Yep. And what I would love to see, and I'm going to put it out there, I'm going to challenge our community. Now we know there are certain people that go and they watch, and they do their thing. You guys keep going, but this week, tonight. Don't tune in. Make our numbers drop.
No, they'll do what'll happen is they won't be entertaining over time. You see the numbers, as long as there's something they'll react to, people will tune in.
Oh, she's gonna react.
Yeah, but
she's gonna react to this.
But they don't really over time. See, they don't bring anything in. They don't bring in documents or anything else. And over time, it's the same thing. Like when I pulled the transcript the other day, I noticed toward the back end of it, it was just a bunch of the same things every time repeated, exactly the same. And again, there's nothing added. There's not a document. There's just nothing. You just got to listen to these same people. And
she cherry picks them. She doesn't even read the documents verbatim. She cherry picks the words.
Yeah, I saw
to make it mean.
The videos to mean, like the like when they're talking about the judge and how the judge was reacting.
I'm like, what the what? Y'all got me saying that now. What the what?
What the what now?
Yeah. I mean, but they can't cherry pick through an order. And that's exactly what they have done with their following. And they cherry pick the order. You cannot cherry pick an order. It is what the judge says. That is the law of the land. Once it's done, it's done.
You know what?
And they're all like, oh, he lost the Dan Owens one and yada, yada, yada. Well, no malarkey. I'm not going to cuss. No malarkey.
Yeah.
We knew that wasn't going to go through. Anybody that knows anything about qualified immunity knew that was going nowhere. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's over. It goes to the Supreme Court. God, these people. Oh
my God!
What are you laughing at?
There's another freaking live stream song for me and Megan.
Oh, play it, please.
I'm not. What I've decided I'm going to do though. I have a beautiful idea, Leslie. I'm grabbing these so you don't take them down, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of those and I'm going to do a duet with her. Well, not live, but I'm going to take her video and we are going to sing together.
Oh, I'm going to like this.
Oh yeah.
She's all out of love. I'm going to have to message her. Leslie, honey, you're all out of love. Singing that one.
Yeah, do that. You can sing that one. You're all out of love. We can sing it together, Leslie. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Oh, she's taking a page out of Bone Crusher. What's his name? Who's the old man? Ron? What's his name?
Ron.
He's so insignificant.
You love it. Ray, Ron, whatever.
Yeah, the old man. Him. She's taking a page out of his book.
Well, I mean, I figured it out. I cracked the code over there in the ecosystem.
Well, that was you.
Yeah, I figured it out. I figured out how, about the love in the closet, the forbidden love over there. I figured it all out,
I saw that. Mm-hmm. I have to agree. I'll toast to that one.
My favorite thing, actually, this was pretty funny. You had Ray, he was really mad because Megan said something about him having dementia. So Ray's answer to that was to hold up pictures of himself when he was younger and be like, I don't have dementia. Look, I look about the same. What?
What?
Yeah. Oh my God. That picture where he's holding up, like, okay, here, let me show you this real fast. So the picture where he was holding, this right here, the one I used as a blueprint, this is actually based on, he was holding up pictures of himself. So I went in and, did a cartoon version of it. But he was holding up pictures of himself younger. And he was like, I don't have dementia. I look about the same as I always did. That's so funny. That dude is fucking hysterical. Oh, I about fell out of my chair when I heard, again, I'm paraphrasing and making it shorter because it took him a lot more lines to say that. Bless his heart.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well,
That's where that
have you listened to his karaoke?
Oh yeah. I'm surprised they haven't karaoke together,
Oh, hey, maybe if you guys did that, they'll copy you and do that for us. That would be fun.
Oh no.
I want to hear them all sing "We Are Family" or something.
Oh no. Oh no. You're creating a nightmare. You're a destructive person. You. I think I had bad dreams about something like this happening. Oh Lord. Yeah, we have a video though, and I was just surprised. Like again, I realized that they all talk shit about each other, but one of the things that really surprised me was how much trash that gets talked about each member there. Like
it's crazy. Who needs enemies when you can just call your friend and bash your other friend?
Yeah. I mean, just wild, Hey, let me.
And Tina needs to be thanked. The other Tina, what's her old man's name? The neighbor. Well,
Brian.
You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, Brian. She really needs to be thanked to let that cat out of the bag, because that was just classic.
That is really funny. When Preston, when they talk about people betraying, by the way, one of the things they casually left out was, again, how the money came up. So, it was really interesting to find out that all of that started with a betrayal. I mean, they have the neighbors turning around and selling her out.
Yes, and I think I have a voice clip that she sent me regarding that. Let's see, shall we?
Oh yeah, I'd love that.
I think I might have one in here somewhere.
There is no way, Tina, out of the blue.
No, that's the first time she got mad at me.
Yes, I was messaging Jerome might have an answer to the whole situation. He's going to call me back in a half hour. He's been up all night.
Holy shit.
Doing research.
I gotta go in.
And
see, John never leaves your side.
Yeah, well, he did that one day when
that one day.
Well, what was really weird is how afraid she seemed that he was going to find out. Like, I kept thinking, and I asked you about this. I was like, well, will he react physically to that? You were like, I don't know, but Michelle seemed okay with it. So, because I was like, I mean, she said some, I brought up my concern. I actually brought up my concern in the conversation about the red flags, as I called it. Again, when I talk about certain situations, I brought that up. And she said that John is abusive, but not physically. And then she went into a spiel about, all of that. But it was really weird. You understand too, if somebody is all of these other types, they are actually abusive. It doesn't matter. She said, oh yeah, he's abusive to my mom. He's abusive to me. He's abusive to, he hates women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't like women. Yeah, he does not like women. Now he likes Lisa, but he doesn't like women.
Well, I mean, she said, that was because she petted his ego, and that's That's a little bit different there, though.
No, that's gross.
Yeah, that's gross, man. Ugh. Oh yeah, I forgot to play the other clip too. While we're
Now, John was very loud. He's a very loud, aggressive person, and she definitely did not want him to know that she was going to turn on Lisa. She
Yeah.
did not want him to know that she was talking to you. He absolutely forbid it. Forbid it. I
Isn't
mean,
that
look how
wild?
long it took me to talk to her. It took almost a month to convince her that she could, and we kept our word. It never went on social media.
That's right. Until she started freaking these people threatening. That was something I made clear too. I do not abide being threatened.
And nor do
And
I.
And then to say that you're going to weaponize the child against me and say that we're again cyber stalking and more while you're inviting me into your life and all that. It's like, no, that doesn't work for me.
That's what I mean. That threw me. It threw me. I was like, screw this. I know too much. She's going to get up there. She's going to lie. Bruce did all this, and she told me all this. I mean, Bruce was writing everything. This Jerome, I would not be surprised if Bruce wasn't helping him with the bankruptcy, to be honest with you.
She didn't just tell you. I mean, she told me in there. Again, look, we're in a conversation that both of us are in here. I mean, heck, it's a very short clip, but, this is one. And actually, this is the little clip. This is a very short clip with Bruce. But, I mean, I guess you could probably add to some of the Bruce conversation. So here's the little piece I clipped out. There's a little more, but.
Discharged Bruce. I discharged him and his wife, but I will, and I don't. There's been a lot of things between Bruce and I, and that's
What are a lot of things between Bruce and I?
I would think arguments. She seems to hook up with men that like to abuse her, that like to talk down at her and snap their fingers, and you're supposed to say how high. And I was telling her to tell him where to go. But she didn't discharge Bruce because she wanted to. He told her to. Because he couldn't come to Florida. He was going to get arrested. He didn't have the money. He couldn't leave his kid, yada, yada, yada. And he said, you need to fire me. That's the only way I can get out. So she did. So, I mean, they lied to the courts there too.
Isn't that bizarre too? Oh, I'm going to get around it because I don't want to get in trouble. Oh, by the way, I'm the greatest lawyer ever.
Yeah, and then you continue to write her pleadings. I mean, dude, she's a layman. She can't write her pleadings. And I don't care how good Lisa thinks she is with the help of AI. She can't write the pleadings.
Right. Well, he's right here at the end of that. She notes this as well. So
I'm going to leave it at that. But I do need Bruce at the moment. I cannot write these motions by myself. And unfortunately, I need the help that she's making it very clear she can't write these motions by herself. So, she made it clear even in that conversation. And what's crazy is that's the initial conversation. So even from go, the very first contact, she's already throwing Bruce under the bus.
She was throwing Bruce under the bus 2 days in talking to me.
Oh my God.
I mean, yeah, you know how I started that conversation. I just sent her a message one day, and it wasn't, hi, Michelle, how are you? It was literally, you need to contact that umbrella guy.
Right.
And that's how that all kicked off. Because you were offering help to get the money from the Christmas and all of that. And that's how we struck that up.
Isn't it weird, by the way, that they thought, hey, you know what would be a really good idea? We're going to ask these people to help us get our money back. And at the same time, we're going to threaten to sue them with obviously the same money we're trying to collect. Isn't that a really dumb idea?
That's stupid. And that's when I was like, oh, yeah, no, that's not happening. And I'm glad you got what you got, because she did tell me that when all this is over with, all these court cases are over with, that she was going to find an attorney and sue everybody that streams us. I mean, everybody for emotional damage to Harley. The only ones that would be protected are the ones that eat chicken skins.
I bet they're not going to be protected anymore. Not after, you know.
No, they're not.
Well, you
I
remember,
think she's
okay, so we talked about the day. So, okay, on the day of them getting the money, though, you know, with her securing her bag, basically. That was a really weird high and low day too, because they thought they had the money. You know, they thought that a family member was going to pay,
yes,
and then
yes,
then that falls
yeah. That was the day I got 10 calls.
apart.
The day before Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving Day was on the phone with her. But it was supposed to be John's mom, but she had to clear it with the sister. The sister said, no, we're not giving it. And that's when John contacted Lisa, who contacted Michelle, who contacted the attorney at 8:30 at night, I mind you, and got it paid that night. But John had a funding page up, and it had like 600 or some odd dollars in it. And I had seen it, and I went back into it because she said that they were going to get the lawyer, and it was down to zero. And I said, why did you do that? She said, Lisa said we had to drain that fundraiser and she would make up the difference. So she was on the phone with either the attorney or somebody in the attorney's office that is connected and paid for that lawyer the night Thanksgiving Eve. And Michelle was real excited because she had a lawyer. She was going to have a voice in Ohio, and that was going to go away, and they were going to win. And it was a headache, is what it was. Because that was another one of me. I was like, he should not need a protection order from you. Just shut your mouth, leave him alone. But I think they're fighting because on this particular one, I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to divulge anything, but I think there's an additional ask that they're fighting over. But I don't want to say, because I don't want to put anything out there that's not true. So I can't, I can't do that.
I'm looking for a question. I had something written down that, there were a lot of lies about the Ohio lawyer too. First of all, let's go. Let's start at the beginning. Actually, not just okay. I see where I wanted to go with this, but I'm gonna ask the whole thing in here first. With Ohio, there were a lot of lies, like all kinds of lies. But the lie that started it, first of all, was whether or not they had a lawyer. You remember all the, we're going to have a lawyer. There's a lawyer that's going to cover all these cases. In fact, what's weird is it seems like Michelle thought she was going to have a lawyer to cover all of her cases and then a lawyer for Ohio. That seems to be, per our conversations, she didn't even realize they were going to go the routes that they have with bankruptcy and stuff.
Right. That was all on Bruce. Bruce told her to file the bankruptcy that would get rid of any and all judgments that are coming down the pike. Sorry, but they are.
Wouldn't you want to be involved? Wouldn't you want to be involved in the decision making? Like if I'm going to have something that's going to impact me for almost a decade, wouldn't you want to be involved in that?
I wouldn't give an iota a crumb to anybody in the scenario that she's in. It would all be me, because they're making decisions that's going to affect not only her, but the little girl. I mean, she's no spring chicken, and she has health problems. And I mean, I don't know how much, I know what stress does to a body,
By the way, 1 second. By the way, I hear that we have somebody watching. Hey, Lisa, by the way, since you are listening right this second, why don't you ask a question? Why don't you answer something here, actually? Why'd you keep lying about the Ohio lawyer? Why keep lying about paying for them if it's no big deal whatsoever? I already went from I never did it to I'm never going to divulge. Why not just say? I mean, what's so terrifying about that?
Yeah, it shouldn't be scary. You did a good thing. Take your accolades.
Yeah, we gotta. There's somebody trying to ghost watch there.
Let them. I'm not saying anything that's not true. And
I mean, hey,
you'll.
you know what? Anybody can watch whatever. That's not a problem. Jeez, I'm just
I,
talking about myself. I just think it's funny because they're always like, I never watched that stuff ever. Yeah, you are. You definitely
oh,
are right
they
now.
watch it
I
all
know,
the time,
I
all
know
the
it. I
time.
know it 100%'s happening right now.
And see, with me, Lisa, I don't have a YouTube channel. I don't get on and do this. I came into this with an open heart, open mind, open soul, and I'm leaving it the same way. And I'm going to leave it with a clean conscience, knowing I did the right thing. You, however, you can't say that.
I just love that. I think that's funny. You know?
I do too. And I'm
Yeah.
sure tomorrow the platforms are going to be lit up about my dead son.
Yeah,
And you
that's
know
pretty
what?
nasty.
I'm going to
Well,
laugh. I'm going to laugh.
yeah, well,
Then I'm
that's
pick up
the
the
way you
phone
respond.
Monday morning.
That's the way you respond to them. You do not let them, they always try to take something that you care about. Like they take Megan's family, husband, so the threats come in. Oh, we'll get his job. With my kids, you've seen the statements that they make. Somebody
Hmm.
randomly, they send services. Totally not them. Wink, wink. Though, right? Of course,
Yeah,
But I
of
mean, you see what
course.
they do. They target what you care about. Yeah, as
Well,
always.
I have skeletons, but my skeletons will dance and they like to dance. They'll even break dance. They don't care. I have nothing to hide. There's nothing you can do to me that hasn't already been done.
You're not blocked
I
there.
am I am very strong and bring it. Just remember who I'm married to.
Oh, indeed, indeed.
So,
They think that they're all Billy Bobs and crazy, amazing people. I see people like I saw a couple of people asking about mods removing posts. I do not see a removed post anything. There are no mod removed posts through there. Now
it
YouTube
was
may hold. I actually don't see any held posts either. As far I can scroll
they
all
had
the
an
way
auction.
in Tracy's thing.
They
Yeah,
had an auction tonight.
do what?
They had an auction, and that one post I saw that come through on my phone. It was from, I think, Peculiar Optics, said that they were banned.
Peculiar Optics? No, they shouldn't be banned.
That came up, I think, as a super chat. It was a
All right.
green
Well,
box.
send it over to me. Is that your thing? If you're banned again, I don't care. I want to make something clear for anybody because I know even chat they don't particularly like certain people. Now, certain people they're allowed not to like me or even you all as long as they are not disrupting or harming the channel. That's the whole kicker in that, because one of the things that happens over time, and you'll notice this with people, look at Miyagi's a perfect example. All right. But also even big donors, only me, what we watch is you have a wide open forum right here. And then you have all these people over there that they're watching this stuff. They're giving money and shit. And they're getting banned left and right for stuff.
I
So,
know. Isn't that
yeah.
crazy?
Yeah. But I try to keep it up. Now, if somebody, again, if there is a problem where something happens and somebody tries to be channel damaging, that's different, but there are, there's nobody going to hurt my feels. If they don't like other people, like, okay, they don't like Megan, Nick, whomever, you don't have to like anybody either. I just want to make that sure. I don't want to, and I love the mods because they walk a dangerous tightrope in this mess out here, because they have to decide in the ever-changing world of YouTube what will hurt your channel tomorrow. Not what will take it down today, but what will take it down tomorrow, because we are in a constant slide of AI that 60%. I heard a statistic. Actually, it came from some people I trust, and they said that the employees, that you used to be able to get a hold of on platforms, about 60% have been replaced now with AI moderation. So that number that's crazy. So you really do, you walk a tightrope, and the mods do a great job, man. They're good people.
Yes,
But
they do.
accidents happen, everything else. But I don't want people, I don't want to, these people have built cults out there. That's what when I say I'm not joking about that. These people are dedicating, it's not mockery songs or goofing off. They're making, "You're our protector. We love your enlarged heart." I mean, it's crazy shit. I'm just a dude with a microphone that has been very fortunate to be able to do this stuff. So, we don't need that. Anyway, I'm sorry, Tina. I just, I see people talk back and forth, and I hope that they understand. The thing it's not about comfort either necessarily. People need to be able to engage. They need to be able to speak. And if they're angry, they need to be able to speak sometimes uncivilly. If I say something that makes you mad, punch it out there, But the mods, like, I can see when comments are deleted and things like that. I see it scroll by, and I see what YouTube holds. And in fact, they approve almost everything. That's the mods. They let through almost every comment that comes to them. They are very good about it, and I love the mods. The other mods can see mods when stuff goes on too, so the mods, they are able to look and kind of, they police that. If there's something that's wrong, then somebody will bring it up to me and I'll try to fix it. But yeah, anyway, if there's bannings or anything, if somebody thinks they're banned or they did get banned, I mean, it does happen. It happens in the heat of argument. And mods are human. Hell, I'm human too. I've banned people before, and I thought, man, maybe I shouldn't have done that. So I haven't done it in a long time. Marla said I banned her, by the way. That's kind of not true.
Oh, why? No, we wouldn't want to no, not
I would
Marla.
never ban Marla.
Marla's too much entertainment.
Oh my God, I would never ban Marla. Marla, shit. If
what I wonder what's going to happen?
What's that?
What do you think Jim's going to say when he hears everything that has come out of this woman's mouth? I mean, from what I understand, he built kind of like his own little empire.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen? Has she told him?
I'm wondering with everything. Here's something I'm curious. After everything that I heard that she said about Bruce, and then I hear everything that Lisa's said about Bruce and all these other people, and you can see them real time turning on Bruce. I mean, they kind of threw him under the bus, even with the Leslie situation, publicly. When she was talking about the stream that Leslie did, she talked about how, Leslie, she has a reason, because, essentially, like, Bruce is a horrible human being is the way that was going. I thought, man, how does he feel about seeing his ecosystem snatched away from him?
I hope it hurts him.
It's just
He's the reason that this little girl's going to face this for the rest of her life. Another one that should be shameful. I'm sorry. My mind always goes to that. They're old enough to know better. And that's what, and she's going to find it. She's on the tablet all the time on YouTube. She's going to find it. Eventually she's going to see a picture of her out there.
I'm going to add one thing, okay, to hiding people or whatever. Don't gaslight the mods into banning you. Don't be like, hey, fucking do it, because they'll do it. Okay. So I'm sent screenshots of stuff like that, and yeah, you know what? I like my mods, and I will side with my mods on if I think that there's a problem there. If you want to talk shit to them and treat them gross, that's like treating me to, again, I have more tolerance for you talking about, smack to me, but you can treat them on civilly, and if you have a problem there, God, these people, man. I mean, the mod, ban me then. Okay. Shit. Anyway, I thought the whole ecosystem discussion was just, it's fascinating because we've all talked about how they came together, like who's bringing who in and what, and all of this other stuff. On that, I felt like sometimes, Lynette Preston, she's stupid enough to be like, oh, yeah, let's get everybody in. But a lot of times, nobody tells her like anything that's going on. Like she really was left out of some of the planning. Not everything. Now, John apparently would tell her a lot of the plans, like he'd
Yeah, but
come and
he'd leave out the important parts, like what's going to happen.
it's so amazing.
I want to address this one comment if I can. It says, no, Tina, it's LMNOP's fault and Crook put the blame where it belongs.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not. It is their fault, yes. But Bruce sought them out. He sought all these others out. And for 15 months, it's been nothing but defamation, slander, libel, all at the expense of one little girl. So I'm going to put the blame where I see it, and it's with that whole bunch. It's not with one individual. It's with the entire group. You had a group of people go over to Otter Creek last year and show so much, and I had the utmost respect for what they did for her last year. That was commendable. We're going to do it again for you next year, Harley. Next year is going to be 10 times better. Really? You made money off her name. You made money off her image. You laughed at her. You're adults. You're not in junior high school. This is a little child. And like I said, we're all going to be dead and gone. And she's going to be surfing the interwebs and she's going to see all this. And I think they all should just fall on that sword, shut the hell up, and let Jeremy live his life. Let Harley have her life. Right now, her life is consistent of being inside of an aluminum can. That's no life for a child, people. You want to throw all this money at something that's not going to happen. Do you think Harley's ever going to see any of it? She hasn't. What makes you think she's going to see it now? You let her sleep in a shed for 6 freaking months.
I'm sure Laura, I'm sure, by the way, when all of this stuff is coming up, I'm sure that you had, I don't know why I wanted to call, I almost called Lynette Laura. I was looking at different people.
I was like, who are you talking about, Tug?
She has a better name now, by the way. I just upgraded her name. That's a nice,
You did? I like that one.
Laura. I do. I like Laura as a name. It's a good name. Flows well. But anyway, that's why I've got to stick to LP or whatever, because there's so many names that come up. I look at the chat, I look at all the players. It's crazy. I have a list written down, by the way. I have a cheat sheet of all the players that are in the ecosystem because I can't keep up with like the culty mods and shit. I keep forgetting who they are. Like the other day, I couldn't remember which one wanted to Miyagi. So I was trying to remember, that stuff.
Oh, that cute little effing dog.
Yeah, exactly. With LP, nobody's trying to take blame off of her. Okay. At all.
No.
The thing is, I think what these people did, though, is they took a simple case where, again, LP walks her into a lot of trash, but they thought, man, we can turn this into our own needs, our own motivation. And it became bigger than they ever dreamed. As far as money is concerned, none of them could have ever thought that they would pull in 6 figures, with content. They never would have imagined that. And I mean, Bruce's motivations, he made it clear he had dreams of this becoming gigantic. And, he would bring in his own lawyers and stuff. And this would be this monstrous case. And I think he sold that dream to LP. Did she talk a lot about getting rich?
Oh, she said that they would be set for life and Harley would never have to want for anything. And I told her that is not the way you want your little girl to see you earn money. It's just not. It was all about Bruce preached to them what's that saying? The rainbow saying, the pot at the end of the rainbow. So Jeremy was hence the leprechaun, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't remember the way she told me the story, but it was stupid, but it was kind of funny. But to her and to Bruce, to Lisa, all of them got a little piece of what they call dirt, and I just call the truth. And they decided they were going to try to take everything that he has worked for all of these years by any means necessary. They didn't care if they had to lie about it. Look at what they did on that one stream, pulling up those fake police reports. That alone, they
Oh,
need to go to jail. They need to go to jail.
That was pretty wild when they manufacture AI reports. That one, that was,
and they had no problem whatsoever saying that these were sealed documents. Well, Lisa, you put them out there, and if you're on here listening, why don't you go ahead and tell your followers how you managed to get your hands on sealed documents? Because if you have them, which I know you don't because they don't exist, if you have any sealed documents in any case, you've thrown yourself under the bus with that one, baby. The feds will look at that. I want to see you squirm out of that one.
well, they're going to have a lot of trouble squirming out of some of that. I mean, Lynette, I was kind of surprised by just how quickly the anger came out when I talked to her. You know, like, I want to put her in jail. I want her in jail. I want her in jail. It's funny. I just hit my hand on the on my desk, by the way, and I'll, you know, with my new computer, the sensitivities are up higher. So when I hit it, all these pop-ups came up everywhere. I was like, oh, shit, what did it do?
You broke it.
I was like, oh my
No,
God.
she hates, or I'm not going to say hates. That's a bad word. It was the money. She needed the money. And you talked to her at the height of the heat when they were in the shed, sleeping on one mattress, cooking out of a microwave, getting water out of a Berkey. You talked to her on a day where she needed money. She had the RV that she was going to buy from Mary DeGroot. Lisa wouldn't come off the money. She was hot.
That's a perfect discussion. So there, we knew the RV that they were talking about buying at first. We knew what RV they were talking about. It was the RV of the person. Remember how they started bringing up Mary DeGroot over and over again, folks? That's because they thought, number one, they could monetize her. But number two, you had them wanting something from Mary. They wanted an RV. Isn't that weird?
And Mary was going to sell it to him. She was going to sell it to him for, I think it was $5,000. That was less than the lawyer. So you came off of it for the lawyer when you got backed up in a corner. And it's still there, Lisa. The proof is still there. It's not going away. I have it. Others have it. And then others of others have it. God forbid I disappear or die tomorrow. Somebody has what I have. So it's not going to go away. And you're like a possum. You don't back them into a corner. You strike. She hit a nerve when she said she was going to file charges. And you know what? Because you put this as a public fundraiser, and I am a member of the said public, I want to know where the money went. And if I have to file papers to get it, I will. So put your money where your mouth is and show me the donation file. I bet you won't.
They will never show no donation files. They're never going to come off of any of that kind of stuff.
If she was a real woman and wanted to prove that she's in this for the right reason, she would, Tug.
Yeah, indeed.
It's put up or shut up. You know?
Yep.
And if I was anybody on her side, that almighty Lisa bow to me? Hell no.
Oh man,
Come on, folks.
here's a cool thing. I haven't mentioned this lately, so I should mention this, I guess, with you.
Okay.
We are looking at the bench that never was, the memorial there. Yes, we are actually looking right now at we have grand plans and everything's coming together. You, I'm sure, have all seen the wishing well. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Well, off of the wishing well, you also have you're going to have it's going to be great. Let's just say everything is it'll happen pretty soon.
It's going to be beautiful.
We know, yes, we know exactly what's going to be there. You know, I wanted the approach I wanted was ultimately Hales has to be comfortable and like what's there too. You know, ultimately it's his land, you know.
Yes.
So I mean, this is just some asinine thing that I thought would be funny, you know, make fun of the Fats because they stole money. I thought it would be
right.
You know?
It is. And can I jump in and clarify something for Mimi? Because
Sure.
she lost a son and I can relate.
Sure.
This is not to disrespect his memory. The ribbon kept coming off of the tree. Nothing was stolen from him. Okay, they're not making fun of him as others want you to believe. Embrace this. It's a heck of a lot better than a Sasquatch shooting you the bird.
They freaking you realize the family, they collected money with the family's name. That means potentially the family could be liable in this situation. I mean, that's an ugly reality, you know.
Yes.
They use the family's name for funding that, again, after a year, after all of this shit, telling people they don't have to do anything anymore. That's crazy, you know. I always wondered with this stuff, with Michelle, did she ever talk about like these little plans, like, oh, you know, Jeremy and the memorial and grabbing that, or not?
I would not. I would not get into it with her and Jeremy because I would have blown up at her because what they have done to him, just by what we've seen on this side, is atrocious. I could not imagine living like that. But every now and then she would say, like 1:30 in the morning, she texts me, "Are you up?" Yeah, I was up, but I'm not talking to her at 2:00 in the morning. And it was when she got a filing from Sean in Ohio about the CPO in October. And that's when the next day it was, I believe, is when she said, well, I'm going to meet with the sheriff and we're all going to have him arrested for cyber stalking and cyberbullying and harassing. And I'm like, where is this coming from? Michelle, how are you going to do this? She said, well, with the camera. He holds the camera out. I said, he can do that. Anything like you told me, you can't trespass the eyes.
Right.
And he is on a public roadway.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if that's illegal, that's not illegal. Teslas have cameras.
Well, if it's illegal, then isn't recording everyone driving down the road illegal then by that same thought?
Oh, yes, it is. In fact, half of what they've done since Christmas Day, just on my side, goes against Florida statute.
Well, they have.
And yeah, they're trying. They're pulling at these stupid statutes. But
oh yeah,
what
that was actually something that you mentioned with them. You know, talking about statutes. Yeah, they tried everything in its mother to get Jeremy arrested and put in jail, playing the statute game and everything else.
Yeah, but the problem was they would take a sentence out of one statute and attach it to a subsection B of another and come up with their own. It doesn't work like that.
No, well then that's why they kept getting. And you know, they had what's crazy is if Lynette is to be believed in all of this stuff, the comfort that they had as far as bringing I guess these people in and talking to them and stuff, they really would have. They seem to want to put him in there, but if they're a friendly police force and everything else, then they can't find a reason like that. Then he ain't doing anything wrong. That's their
He's
issue.
not. He owns the frontage, and that video that next day just blew my mind. He said frontage, people,
Oh
frontage,
yeah,
frontage, frontage.
let me bring that video. God, I can't even understand a word in that. So that was a really fun thing to find out. In that video of driving down the property. Give me 1 second. It's gonna take me a minute to find it here. There's so many freaking just wild. I mean, y'all have no idea how many folders and everything else. This case has gotten so big that it's like hundreds and hundreds of gigabytes worth of stuff. It's had to be broken up. Some people keep up with certain portions, and other people, because I mean, it's just that crazy. We can't store it all easily in one place. So, but all right, here is the front part. Now I'm going to use the regular volume that they use at first, and then the maxed volume. All right. So the funny thing is, the reason I'm playing this here is because there was a passenger. Isn't that right, Tina?
Yeah, me in the back seat.
This ruined there. So they were sitting on their stream and they're like, listen to him. Listen, he's saying, get off your property, you effer. And first of all, if you can hear that in here, it's amazing. This is their sound level that they bring it up on. This is actually, I've not adjusted anything at all, folks, just to make this clear. Okay. So this is what it sounded like.
Nothing. Crickets.
Well, it's supposed to be right there. Hear that? Can you hear that? It's
I know what he said. Verbatim.
So what did he say?
And over here is the frontage of my property, not get off my effing property. And when I saw that, Tug, I thought I was going to pee my pants. I laughed so hard.
Well, it's funny. I was like, dude, I can't even hear words in there. So, I can see.
I mean, they were spinning. Oh, it's the radio. No, it's this. No, it's that. I was like, oh, my goodness. And, all they have to do is look up Florida statute 934.03. Lisa, 934.03. You need everyone's permission. Everyone. Jeremy didn't sign off.
Check this out. Here's the long version, by the way. So,
this is a good one.
Yeah, well, even with this, now, again, folks, make sure your volume is comfortable. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds as I talk. I'm giving you time. Turn your thing down just in case it comes up a little louder. All right. But I maxed the volume to 1600%. That means I took it. It only maxes out at 400%. I would take it. I would make it a video. I'd put it back in. I'd max out the volume again. I did that 4 times so we could see if we could hear something. I thought that would be fair. So in this, again, you can hear the squeak on there, but I can't make out words to even correct, So check it out. A little bit of a statement. Now they're pointing here. They're saying it's here, but I think I hear something here, actually. Listen. See, there's nothing there.
Well, I think I heard a female's voice, and the females weren't talking in the truck. So if they heard a voice, and I would be willing to bet it would be
like you said,
Michelle or John.
You were being shown the property over here, so you're like,
I was on a. I was on a. Let me say it correctly this time for those that have a problem with the Southern accent. I was on a tour. Did I say that right, or is it a tour?
It's tour.
I was on tour. So a tour. Okay, you got that right. Tour. I was on tour.
again, you know what I love about them mocking accents, by the way? They realize that the accent that is coming through when you say they're on a tour, because that's how I say it. I say a tour. When they
Mhm.
say when you're on a tour, see, I'll enunciate it sometimes, but typically that is what we call a Southern accent. And I love it when they mock Southerners because they're like, "Oh, we're out here, we're defending Otter Creek, we're defending all this." Yeah, and they're like, "We've defended it from this carpetbagger." I'm like, "Oh, you are carpetbaggers."
Exactly. They came from where? New York? I mean, come on.
Seriously, come on. No, again, no offense to wherever you're from. I don't give a shit. But it's so funny when they want to do these people are outs. All of them are outsiders, man. And then even further than that, everybody's an outsider to these tiny communities.
Yeah, well, I'm not an outsider to Florida. That's my home.
It's just funny. They were like, "Oh
It,
my God, look, it's too.
the only problem they have with him is they're jealous.
Of course.
And you hear her brag about being his mod at one point in time.
Mhm.
Uh, and my question to her is, and am I supposed to be impressed? I
Yeah,
mean,
you know, it's so bizarre because they try to make it sound again. Mods love the mods. They are
oh, I
doing
love,
things
yeah,
for
you
Florida.
guys have
Yeah,
the best mods. I didn't
right.
mean that in any
No.
derogatory way
I'm just saying,
whatsoever.
in that they make it sound like when she was there, she was in on the business decisions and everything else. And
Yeah,
it's
to hear
just
her
like,
talk, she was running the office.
yeah, and it's like, I don't think that's how that works. I mean, again, that's it. It's so strange. It's like she was riding around in the truck with him or something, and then he kicked me out the truck.
So
Oh my
I
God.
won't comment. Oh, I could be really nasty and no, Tina, no. Um, no, I am going to say this though. I did get the opportunity to meet Jeremy, George, Deanna, Ninja. I met them. They're good people, and I had never spoken with any of them prior to my arrival that Tuesday down there. So I was going in blind. I had never spoken with them. I talked to you and I talked to Randy, but I never talked to them well, no, I talked to George on the phone. My bad. To make the arrangements, to let her know when I was flying in. But I had never met them, talked to them. I'd catch a stream. I followed the entire circle. I'd come to you and Megan because you read the actual court documents, and I would stomach enough of hers over there until she started chopping up the court documents. I listened to everybody. I'm retired. I can do that.
Sure.
Um,
Oh, dude, we're the
and
replacement for TV anyway. You know what I mean?
absolutely, I told my husband that the other day. I said, we just need to get rid of cable because he lives on the History Channel, and I'm usually listening to a podcast on YouTube.
Right.
What's the point, But I mean, like Rosalind, I love her. Megan, love her. These people don't even know me, and all of a sudden have this big opinion of me. You want to know who Tina is? Ask me. I didn't come into this for what they're in it for. They're in it for money. They're in it for clicks. They're in it for views. You're not. Megan's not. You guys, Rosalind's not. You're in it to find the truth. And it just happens to be a fun roller coaster ride.
Oh my Lord. These people though, they crack me. I'm reading the chat for a minute. I'm seeing by the way, folks, if you got some questions, hit a couple. And I'll throw them in here while it's there. So yeah, that's true too. People noted Shizzy Wiznut also reads documents. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
That is one of the things with all the stuff. Leslie, apparently she's been listening a lot. I have posted this, but I do want to bring that up. I very much remember when she doxed Shizzy Wiznut. She said she was going to And when Shizzy reacted to it, and he was like, I can't control what comes after that. She was like, oh my God, it's a threat against my kids. And she went to the police and everything else about that, which I posted the screenshots to that. But she doxed him afterwards. And it looked very much coordinated because immediately Bruce picks up on it. Immediately Paint Chips picks up on it. I mean, and it was supposedly done in the name of that lawsuit, the lawsuit that was dropped. So when you talk about nobody has ever lost anything, no one has ever been hurt. You don't consider that hurt. You don't consider,
but it is.
Yeah,
it is. They hurt a lot of people in this past 15 months. That group has hurt a lot of people.
Turtles. A lot of people ask about the turtles. I know we mentioned this in the last stream, but again, if people missed or anything, I think that's a good question. Do you know anything about animals, turtles, anything involved in that?
I do know the dogs are there, now people I haven't talked to her in a month. Okay. Right. The dogs are there. They are outside, including the one they got for the child to be a service animal. The turtles, I'm not so sure about.
By the way, to that, so she said publicly $5,000 or something crazy. Did she stick with that when she was talking to you?
About you cut out on me about the dog?
The dog price tag, because she said something like $5,000 or something, when she was
they were she paid thousands. Now how many I don't know, but I do know it was 1,000 or more.
Do you know where she got that kind of money, like to pay thousands for a dog?
It was around Christmas time, so it had to come from the fundraiser.
I wonder if that was her little slice of stay quiet money. Here you go. Or somebody gave her a little bit of. That's wild, though. That amount of money, and then they have it outside.
Yeah. Well, her excuse there is the same.
1K. My bad. 1K. Thank you, Scylla. I said 5. So.
Yeah, 1,000. Yeah. But I mean, the training alone, which the dog now is too old.
When you and I talked about it, though, I believe that was the thing that she said something like thousands. I think it was like crazy, or maybe she mentioned she paid 1,000 and it would be worth thousands, something like that. It was something bizarre, and I thought, what?
The bizarre figure was the cost to get it trained, but the dog's too old, and I don't know what kind of service animal that would even be trained for what Harley allegedly has. If it's emotional support, it's too big. Michelle said when the dog got on its hind legs, like it jumps on you, it's taller than she is. I've never seen the dog. I don't know. But the dogs are not in the camper. She said absolutely no way they were coming in between the sand and the sand fleas, and no. And I'm thinking to myself, you get the child a dog. Why are you going to ostracize her from said dog? I don't know.
Yeah, Paula said, Megan and Tug started because the judge grudges act. Yeah, that when we started covering, that's true. But actually, my initial interest was when I saw. See, I've got to have crazy in it. You got to understand. Like for me, to initially hook, there's a million cases out there, and there's so many victims of something. It's overwhelming, and if there's not something in there that it's more than just depressive, that eats a piece of you. So the thing that really I thought, man, this is crazy, is I read Lynette Preston's scribbled out handwritten letters and her evidence to the judge. That's what got me really sold on it. Was the crazy taking away rights, but also I thought, my God, and they're doing it for this person. Oh my God.
That was he. He's the worst judge I think I've ever sseen,
Yeah.
ever
Yeah.
witnessed.
Did she talk about the trial? Did she talk about the? Well, I guess we can go case by case. Or the specific ones she talked about, or did she talk about the judge or anything like that?
With the one that she filed, because I asked her about the protection order she filed in Florida when Jeremy left and got his, and there was a big argument about that with her because he shouldn't have been able to get it in Ohio. I'm like, that's where he is registered to vote.
Right.
Well, no, he's voting in locals. Well, you can vote in the local. You just can't vote on the national level. But she still doesn't believe it. But she did talk about that one, and I asked her why, and she said that they stood and did some threats on the property towards them, and it was just outlandish, and it sounded more like somebody's voices in their head making up a story than it did the truth.
Right.
So I just couldn't picture it happening. So yeah, and she said that Bruce said to let it ride as long as they can, and because that was his ultimate goal, I think, was to drain Jeremy's bank account, and they've done a pretty good dent, and it's ridiculous what they've been able to do. And Bruce, if he has any assets, I hope Jeremy gets every last one of them.
Somebody asked, wait, what are sand fleas?
They're worse than regular fleas. They're very, very small, and they jump on everything. It doesn't matter if it's human or animal. If you get in Florida and you just happen to be in a yard that has sand, which most of them do, just one patch, put on a white sock, just stand there. It'll turn brown. They're very, very, very small fleas. With the black fleas you can pick up in between your fingernails. These you can't. They're worse than deer ticks.
Oh my God, Fug Man, what's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Oh Lord, we're gonna cast the characters after everything. There's more attention to it being paid. We're gonna have another guy. God, guys, like any of you folks that are tuning into this because you've seen recent coverage. Oh Lord, you have no idea how crazy and entertaining this saga has been. Again, would not wish it on a human being to happen, but I mean, all of them are horrible in some way. Every case we cover is terrible in its own way, but there's the cast of crazies that have assembled around this thing. Oh Lord, I've been telling people, for a year plus, I'm like, this is the craziest thing you will ever watch. You have to see it, and you have to watch it daily. I'm glad some eyes are on there because people that just like watching this stupid, they would really like this case. So I hope more people enjoy it.
She did mention too that she had won some crystals from Lisa, and they were never shipped out.
I heard that was a big complaint, by the way. So she didn't get her crystals.
She did not get her crystals.
So not only that's hilarious. So not only does she get knocked out of potentially $100,000 freaking dollars, boof, that goes away. She can't even get her stupid rocks.
Yep.
Oh, my
apparently God. She only ships twice a year. I don't know. I just think it's crazy. And then she went in to enter another giveaway, and she was told she couldn't enter it again. So she was really upset about that because she couldn't win the free rocks.
Yeah, that's when is that the one that happened with what's his face, Robbie or whatever, when she was freaking out about that one too? Yeah, I remember that one because she was talking about Marla. She was like, Marla, hating Marla.
Oh, poor Marla. You think you're Michelle's best friend, sweetie. I got so much dirt on you.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things. It was, because she was complaining. So she was complaining about all that stuff privately too, huh?
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of everything she said, and I did tell her that and I would never put it on social media, and I didn't. I went 6 months. But when she started coming up with the, I'm going to sue after all this and all these people because of HG, and I'm like, no, you're not. No, we're shutting it down now. And that's when I reached out to you.
Do you know if the fleas paid for anything involving, so we, again, I'm hitting questions that come up, anything involving the flea market or the other market? And that doesn't necessarily just mean for space. It means, did they provide items or anything whatsoever? Do you know?
Yes, I was told that they had donated items like the display cases, some of the merchandise in there was, now I want to say it was like $4,000 is what Robbie was complaining about one night on one of the streams when they kicked that to them.
That's Only Me's stuff, by the way. So that's funny. So when Only Me wrote, he would not go into this subject, but he said, yeah, that about Robbie, that essentially, I'm paraphrasing here, but essentially that came from him. Like, that wasn't a donation from Robbie. That was, all that $4,000 Robbie was whining and moaning about. That wasn't even his money.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
His money. So you got a dude. He was still back in that. That's what blows my mind. Even after everything happened, everything ugly turned the way it did, he was still giving money to these people, which I don't understand something in that. If he's willing to do that and hadn't turned his back on all that, why would he not supply a letter to the police? See, he was asked repeatedly to do that, and maybe he will. Maybe he has.
Well,
I don't know, recently.
I have sent him in the past month, I think a total of 4 emails begging him. I said, I will even write it for you. Just sign it and scan it and send it back to me. I have not gotten a reply.
Yeah, well, I wrote him too on that, Again, I always, it feels weird on that because, it feels like in that, it allows other people to be scammed too. And to be honest, like I said, one thing I really don't respect off of all of that is the fact when he came back because of his pal over there, trying to do damage control, he came in and said, yeah, actually everything was above board essentially for 2L and them, which he came back and said, I never looked at any records or anything like that. That was a lie. So, when he did that, though, that allowed other people to be scammed.
And they continue. And if he has any self-respect whatsoever, as far as I'm concerned, his name is dirt. Because who gives that amount of money and then find out that they took the money and ran, and this little girl lost what she lost when he allocated funds, put this towards this towards this. He put how much towards the barn? How much towards her play area? How much towards her bedroom?
He put it all in a pot. See, this is a thing, like, for new people out there that haven't heard about this. So during all this mess, you have a small channel pop up, one that Ricada mentioned. That's what a lot of people have, been picking up on that. And this smaller channel, they didn't just do PR for these people out there. They started collecting money that mysteriously never made its way over there. Now, we're talking one donor alone gave these people $56,000 confirmed. So that money just went poof. It disappeared. Now, weirdly, even with that money given, they have broken down and they've said, we did 3 projects. We have an ongoing project, which has been going on for almost 14 months now. So a year plus, no movement. But they said we delivered a fence. Now, there was a fence. It was paid for by donors. They gave gift cards. But these people allocated, they said, this guy gave $56,000. Well, $10,000 of what he gave was for the fence. So once we completed the fence, we get to keep the $10,000. It's amazing. Did LP have any idea that this was the way that they were running her money?
No, she absolutely did not. And every time she would ask Lisa about the money, she was told, "Oh, don't worry, it's safe. It'll get done." And I'm sorry, but the permits lapsed because Lisa's crews that were due to go and do the framing, and I don't talk construction, so I don't know what it's called, but when you lay the foundation, when you seal it off and then you frame, she had people that were going to do it. But every time her people were scheduled to come, something would come up. Well, that happened between December and March. And in March, she lost her permit. Even though Michelle and John had a crew that would come in and of quote unquote Mexicans, and they took, offense to that. Hispanic guys were going to do it for $10,000, which I think is a good price. But now with the permits, the blueprints needed to be redrawn. A general contractor needed to be hired. Lisa wouldn't come off of a penny, not a penny. She spoke with, I think his name is Bo in Levy County. Bo tried to contact her from what I was told, and it was a no-go. Nothing ever happened. So it did not get framed because she got screwed, and she kept believing her. I wouldn't have believed her. I would have done it. I would have knocked on the door. Let's go to the bank. I want my money.
Well, I wonder though in that. I mean, when somebody's holding your money, they have you at a major disadvantage because she had already given her voice. She was her spokesperson out here in the public, and we saw her. She finally did call them out. She called them out as liars and stuff. And what happened? Well, they were like, "No, actually, you're the liar, Michelle." And they hijacked her voice. They hijacked. Oh my God, it was amazing to watch. It was as far as Oh, go ahead.
No, I didn't say anything. Go ahead.
So, but as far as the scam, I was just amazed by it. I was amazed that they managed to not only undercut her, but to take away, her voice. They stole it from her. It's not like they just stole money. They stole everything. It's so wild to see. And that is Lynette's fault, by the way. She did empower them to be her voice.
Absolutely. Sure. But a PR team isn't supposed to drag you down and run you through the mud. They're supposed to lift you up.
I think some people misunderstand when you talk about how, things being or not being Michelle's fault. You're not excusing Michelle's behavior. It's just,
no.
I believe that I say this a lot too. I think Michelle would have been culpable, but how far could she have gone? How far could John have gone without all these other people attaching to it? They would have been annoying and they could have done damage. But when you look at the real damage that comes in, the real damage to sponsors and everything else, that is empowered by the PR team. It's empowered by the legal attacks.
Yeah, that was all Bruce and Lisa there. That, as far as the contacting of Olight and whatnot and all of them, that was Bruce. And I told her.
Lisa also, we saw some of the emails as well. So she talked about that too.
Yeah, she said Bruce did it. She said Bruce was going to take him down. He was at no cost. It was going to be, we're going to do this. We're going to be him, essentially, is how it came across when you're talking to her. It was like she was excited for the experience because there was this big reward at the end of the tunnel. And I told her, I said, that's not a reward. You're going to end up owing Bruce money because even though he's pro bono, he had you sign a contract 60-40 plus cost. How much did Lisa cost? How much are his hitmen cost? Look at the hit pieces still being written. And they just came into the story not long ago. Am I right?
Indeed. Well, we also, I mean, we found out before the PR team came in, we found out about the letter thing. The letters, remember when they popped up in the courtroom? When they popped
Oh,
up in the
yes.
courtrooms? Yeah. So
I mean, it's sick. These people, it's like they sat around that Austin movie, Dr. Evil, but not in a comical way, at one man simply because he was successful and people liked him. He's entertaining, and she wanted to ride his coattails and wanted to build off of his success. You don't do that. You don't do that. You respect and you work together. You don't do stuff like this. There's a little saying, love thy neighbor, and it was said for a reason. And what they have done is despicable and disgusting. Sorry.
yeah, well,
I'm getting on my tangent again.
no. I think it's good. That's something I didn't even think about bringing up with the sponsorship thing. We know and we talk about how 2L, they discussed making contact and they brought up their little letter and all of that on there. But we found out behind the scenes that there was contact that was being made with all these different platforms. Now, it wasn't Olight. It was actually Whatnot that he made contact with. I said Olight, but Whatnot that we got letters confirming, but that says that he's making contact with platforms, sponsorship. We saw him do it with YouTube. We saw it with all these other places. So it makes sense when you drill down that he's part of this. Now, I think that they have some real problems. Now they're not as linked together as they used to be. I mean, at one time they were when they were coordinated, they were really potentially anyway damaging. They're still damaging, but they're a lot less so because of the chaos now. And it's all self-wrought. They've all turned on each other, and it's kind of amazing.
Exactly. And look at the little guy in Wisconsin. Oh, little guy. Listen to me. He's definitely not little. The dude in Wisconsin. Stupid Abe. Is that his name?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They bought him into it. And that guy, he gets on there the other night. Now, I was told this. I do not watch him. So apparently he apologized, but went right back into hammering Jeremy. And he's not a big channel, but they've even got him involved in this. I mean, look at the one in Ohio, threatening trying to pay people to do harm. I mean, it's gotten out of control. And the only person to blame on that would be Mr. Bruce and Lisa.
Right.
Because as you said, as a collective, they were a force. But now they're nothing but a bunch of pit bulls, and there's a piece of raw meat in the middle. And unfortunately, that piece of raw meat in the middle is a 6-year-old child. And none of them can see it. Even those that are in the chat that wanna open their gums and flap their hate and spew their wicked ways. They are just as guilty of hurting that child. Me speaking about it is hurting her, and I am immensely sorry, but if somebody doesn't speak up, I'm afraid. I'm scared for her. So stop giving these people your money. Sorry, Tug.
No, it's good. I didn't want to interrupt your statement there because actually I think you had a good point,
Well, I also want people to understand something about me. I'm not in this for anything. I'm in this for the little girl. I don't want anything. I don't expect anything. I don't want to thank you. I don't want to F you. I don't want anything. I want that little girl to have a life that she deserves. And she deserves to be a child. Run and play in the sunshine. Let her make a mud pie. Let her be a kid. She's already had 6 years stolen from her. And the more that this bull crap goes on, the more years will be stolen. And as long as you have little channels over there that talk about this crap for 9 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's never going to stop. And I hope one day Jeremy and George will get peace. They deserve it. They did nothing to deserve what's happening to them. The only thing he did was become successful. That's something we applaud in America. And he could have done wonders had they not pulled the crap that they've done. He could have brought businesses into that small town and really made it into an attraction. Jeremy has a very bright mind when it comes to business. I mean, you listen to him. He's super, super smart. And he's biblical. And he lives by God's rules. But he also lives by man's laws. And I agree with him. If you break the law and you come at me and you're breaking the law, I'm going to file that police report. So they just need to leave him alone.
You can only listen so much to people telling you, hey, we've got this conspiracy. We're doing this, you're doing that. And, obviously you were bothered by it enough anyway to be like, yo, this is going on. This is crazy, But with the conversations, they continue. I mean, Lord, these people gave a glimpse into the horrible stuff that they were attempting to do to a person. And they gave away, like I said, Lynette, they brag about how Lynette was out of the circle of trust, as it were. John Cook wasn't. John Cook was right there in the middle of it. He was being fed everything, and he was certainly chatty Cathy about everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he'd sit in his little tent. Sorry, the dog's got her squeaker toy.
Oh, it's all good.
But he would sit in the tent and talk to Lisa on the phone when I'm talking to Michelle. And I'm like, why aren't you finding out what's going on? He doesn't stand to lose what you have to lose. Why are you putting your fate in his hands? Well, you don't know John, and John will do this and John will do that. Well, John can pack his bags and go.
Isn't that so bizarre to say? John's sitting out in the tent trying to... This thing is so weird. I mean, it really is. It is such a bizarre shit show.
It is.
John's out in a tent trying to direct traffic and set people, going this way or that way. And you got Lynette too. Oh my God.
And in August, the end of August, I remember she was in the shed with Harley. We were chit-chatting. And I heard him. And I was like, what is he yelling at? And he was on the phone with somebody. I don't know who. But she said, he's sitting in that tent and he's got the daggone. And she didn't say daggone. She was colorful.
Right.
Air conditioner going inside of a tent. In a tent. He plugged up an air conditioner and sitting in front of an air conditioner in a tent.
I just can't believe some of the stuff I've heard. We've had in-depth, again, folks, there's certain very sensitive. So we weren't going to talk about some of that. Still, we talk about a little bit, but we've gone further than I thought we would. But man, those are very sensitive subjects. People are asking about schooling, though. Do you know anything about the schooling for the kid? What was going on there?
Well, she doesn't have time to school her, and she's not in school. Her excuse is she can't be because of the GA1, but there are ways. But no, Harley is not in school. And no, she is not being schooled. As of December 1st. I don't know what's happened since I last talked to her.
That's awful. Even the Fats slipped up and brought that up, saying that they were concerned about the child's education, about her schooling.
Well, here's the problem I have with that. Now that you said the Fats, I'm just going to say it because I've been thinking it and I've never said it before. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll take my beating for it. But isn't one of the collective in healthcare? Don't they work in the health field?
Doesn't what now? You cut out for a second on me.
The Tulees, the ones that are on there all the time.
Uh-huh. I don't know. I'm not sure.
That's it. If she's a mandated reporter
Mhm.
and she has not reported this,
Mhm.
oh, I wouldn't want to have to answer that question for her.
They just don't care. I mean, anything that they hear or see, though, ultimately at the end of the game, wow, considering the things we know about these people, and we know a lot more than they think we know, but considering the things we know about them, and we see the payday there. Like if they ever step in, they have to admit, first of all, if they ever admit that there was something wrong with that, they have to admit that they stood by and they watched it, allowed it to happen. But not only that, they were profiteering off of it.
And they continue to profiteer because the people that are sitting here listening to us talk about this are the same people that are going to be over there bad mouthing us for talking about it. The same people that are going to be sending PayPals and Venmos and whatever she's got going on. You know, they're the same people. These people have been indoctrinated. They have drank the Kool-Aid. They need to wake up. These people know what's going on with Michelle. They know what's going on with John, and they don't care. They can say they care until they're blue in their freaking face. And I'm going to call them a liar. No, they're liars.
Well, what they don't ask, actually, is the fact that, like Lynette, for example, after a while, everybody walks away from Lynette Preston. Everyone, even John, who lives there, he's physically on the property, but my God, he's like he's a chatty Cathy with the freaking Lisa and all these other people. He sold her out. So after a while, you have to ask why. The same thing is in the ecosystem there. When you have 2L, look at all of them. After a time, they all walk away from this person. Why? But
yeah,
they've been indoctrinated again to think, well, at first it was everybody's a bad guy with Lynette Preston. Boo-hoo, poor Lynette Preston. And it's funny, they were talking about you and, oh, you said this or that. Well, I seem to remember Lisa talking about some things that happened behind the scenes with Lynette Preston. And if you're such a terrible bad guy for talking about that, wouldn't that make them a terrible bad guy?
At least I don't do it 9 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Hey man, I enjoy it. Like for myself though, I love watching a shit show. I love it. I love to make fun of the people involved, that are the bad guys in it. Like I said, you find I've never seen such a cut and dry case from Go that you're like, there's something wrong here, very wrong with these people, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. But on that too. The stuff that Lynette Preston, again, just to emphasize this, when she talked about Lisa, she didn't dislike Lisa. She was trying to put her in jail.
She was the see you next Tuesday. She was not Lisa.
She said that too. She called her that.
Yeah.
That nasty see you next Tuesday.
Yes.
I love it. Yep.
She despised her. And I would tell her, file the paperwork. That's the only way you're going to get anything done. File the paperwork. Well, we'll have to do that, but I can't do it when John's here. Send him to the store. I can type. But I had it pulled up. I think I called you that morning and told you we were going to do it this afternoon.
Yeah. Was supposed to be the day that she was finally going to do the IC3 reports. What was bad, though, is she ended up telling the neighbors what she was going to do. And those neighbors, they ran right to the feds and they were like, oh my God, they're really going to get you this time.
That's when the money showed up. When the money showed up.
Wasn't it weird that it didn't show up before then?
And she asked her the week prior, talking about needing a lawyer for Ohio. And of course, she didn't have it then. And she was literally in tears at one point. And I believe she was crying over it because she was in some deep trouble. She still is. Mm-hmm. But I don't see this lawyer in Ohio sticking with her. I don't. There's just too much.
I think they'll sit there and take money. I mean, you know, but I wonder at a certain point, like how much money is going to take, you know, because this case, it's not just some simple tiny case where everything's, you know, it's like they tried to frame it. No, it's much bigger than that. It's much crazier than all of that.
Yeah, and the protection order intertwines with all these federal cases. I mean, you've got her doing third party every day to everybody. I mean, I can't tell you how many times she tried to tell me how bad of a person Jeremy and George were. I didn't go that route with her though. This lawyer in Ohio's got his work cut out for him. There's no defense. She did it. It's on video. And just like they swear, if I hear about all of these cameras that are 15 feet in the air, I looked. I didn't see it. It must be an awful small camera.
Well, I love the idea, by the way, that they have cameras everywhere. They're watching. They're in the birdhouses. I mean, it sounds like some paranoid lunacy, doesn't it?
Didn't I tell you about what Willis would do? Oh, come on. I didn't tell you that story.
I don't think so.
Oh my God. She called me one day and said that Willis was hiding in the bushes at Tubetown and taking pictures and video. And I had to mute
Travis. Oh my God.
Yeah, he would hide in the bushes and he would video.
So crazy and stupid.
And I'm like, oh, delusional. You are so delusional.
Oh my God. Well,
so when he's over there weed whacking, no, that's a camera.
Well, it's funny because Travis, he's like a go until finally he stops, right? I can't imagine, you know, when he's in his go mode. Can you imagine, man, that limb over there keeps moving a lot.
Yeah.
He looked like an air traffic controller, you know, his little arms going back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I love watching him. He's hilarious.
Oh, he's really funny. I like Travis. You know, I talked to him a couple of times because I wanted to get his side of some stuff. And here's one of the things that really strikes me with Travis, with Jeremy, with George, whomever. The only thing I've ever had that was off topic, you know, like no topic can't talk about was, let's not talk about, again, money, like channel money or anything, because that's a you know, people look at that and they're like, oh, it turns me off, you know what I mean? It seems like bragging. So I understand that. I don't talk about money on the channel, like,
oh, it's nobody's business.
Well, it's not even
really.
I mean, it just, my granddaddy told me, you know, like if you're up, you're up, and you know, I've been down, and like my granddad would tell me, it's like, you know, when you're down, sometimes when you look at people that are up, you know, people look at that and they're like, you know, they envy that. When you're up, you know, you can be up, but remember what it was like to be down. And I think a lot of people they remember that. Now some of these people don't, but that was one topic though I appreciate from that, because that's my stance. I don't bring up earnings or channel, because again, that can be misconstrued as you being like, look at me, I'm the greatest, you know. And that's absolutely, nobody wants to go that route. But everything else was an open book. Like I was, you know, I asked before I do an interview, I do like to know if there's any, like with you, I ask you, hey, is there anything off limits? You know, is there anything that we're not going to go to? You know, how do you feel comfortable if you approach this or that? And with Jeremy noted one, Travis was like, I don't care, whatever. So when I talk to him about stuff, I mean, again, all of them, they're like, hey, you know, this is the way things are. And if I ask for proof of something, now for Travis, you know, he's had videos or, you know, this or that, but he's not involved in a case. So when I say proof, he doesn't really have proof that he has to offer on stuff. But with Jeremy and George, I mean, They have a lot of proof. These other people are just like, believe me, this is really what's happening, guys. I swear. Yeah.
Yeah, her proof is a document that she's reading to you that's on the screen that you can clearly read for yourself, and she changes the words.
Omits words. I thought that was really
Yeah.
when
Oh,
the sanction thing. I thought that was amazing. There is no sanctions. There's not going to. It says in the document there will be sanctions.
yeah.
After the bankruptcy. That doesn't say that. Like
And Bruce didn't catch felonies. He didn't do that. That's not happening. I'm like, really? People read. Just read.
I mean, I don't know. I when I look at Lynette though, it sounds like she's starting to believe her own stories about boogeymen. Like, oh man, there's people lurking in the trees. They're coming at me. That's kind of crazy. Is she just selling you a tale, or did she believe that?
No, I think she's a professional victim.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
sure you
she
heard about
plays it well.
I'm sure you heard that a lot. It is interesting when these people. It's almost like a victim Olympics. Which one of them is victimized? Is it 2L? Like, for example, or is it Lynette Preston? They got in a victim off, and that was pretty amazing to watch. Like, just to be able to see it, because they're both professional victims. Oh my God, they're all after me. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm suing everybody, and I guess the Fats won. Did she ever talk about the betrayal a lot? I mean, she talked about money and stuff. Specifically, did she ever talk much about the betrayal itself with Lisa?
Yeah, she did. Not so much as to what it did to her, but what it did to Harley. That she loved her, and she just
my
yeah she loved her.
Right.
Harley loved that woman. And I'm sure Lisa cared for her. I'm not going to say Lisa loved her, because if she did, she wouldn't have slept in a shed for 6 months.
Right.
But yeah, Harley got hurt in that, and Michelle would talk about that a lot with me, and she said, "I just can't believe she did that to me. All the promises that were made." I'm like,
do you think that's true? I mean, okay. Do you think that's true and part of the because I see her using the kid. She did that with Lloyd and everyone else too.
No, I can honestly tell you, Harley latches on, because she did it with me, like on the phone.
Yeah.
So she is hungry for that attention. So I can honestly see Harley saying, "Where's Auntie Lisa?" or something to that effect.
Right.
Or Auntie, whatever the other one's name is. So I can see that.
That is poison, that absolutely is poison. And it works the other way too, because little kids, I mean, they're so pure, and they're nice and everything. You absolutely, yeah, you attach to them. You gravitate to that too. You're like, oh, they're cute, and they're loving, and they love you for you. So they make the perfect accessory for some of these con artists out there too.
And it breaks my heart, Tug, because she would always yell, "Hi, Tina," or
Wow.
And she sent me pictures of Harley, and I look at those pictures now, and I miss hearing that little girl's voice. She has a piece of my heart. She does. And I'm going to make her a promise. I'm going to help you, Harley. I'm going to help you.
I think a lot of that is in talking about stuff. I think that's an important. I think it's important for people to hear and understand. And of course, there's gonna be all this stupid ass deflection, and ultimately, it won't help the kid. That's the worst part of it. All these people out there that profess that they love this child,
Prove it.
they won't. Well, yeah, I mean, they let her live in a freaking 10 by 15 shed with 3 people living in that thing. Plus, you said, a lot of it was taken up by a big bed in there, but they
A
have,
king size mattress.
see, that's wild. Like that would be almost all of that room.
Yeah, she said it was just enough room for a little walkway, and she had a shelving, and then boxes stacked on the one wall. And of course, the bucket was in there too, because you're not going to go outside in the middle of the night with the coyotes and everything down there. So, I mean, it's utterly disgusting.
Okay.
But they would not come off of that money for her to get Mary's trailer.
Yeah. See, I thought that was crazy to hear about, that there was an available trailer. It was close by. It was somebody that these people, they were bringing up that, they keep saying that person's in need too. So there was a tangible need. They could have helped out the person they supposedly care about, not just with Lynette Preston or a kid or even Cook, but also Mary too. They could help them out.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, no, none of them deserve it.
No, there's a special place in hell for people like this. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
No, yeah, you can. Can indeed. I'm
But
looking to see what other questions. Hey, okay, if you had a question, I missed it, throw it in there. We'll take some through there. I'll try to mark some. I know people have asked them, and I miss a few of them here and there. I get distracted too, and I'm like, ooh, shiny. I also I was looking over it, again. There was some other stuff going on with, like I said, there's well, I noticed something that definitely tells me the Thats were watching. I saw something that's really funny. I'm not gonna ruin the how. That's just, let's say, magic, but I'm definitely sure. Yeah. By the way, I wonder, do they only consume chicken skins while alive, or do they consume them? Ask. Let's see. Ask if LP. Yeah. So actually, with this, Brenda, the thing is, if John Cook or LP are they the only ones that truly watch that kid?
Yes.
Oh,
And John is not left alone with her.
do you know if CPS actually goes on that property? That's crazy, by the way. Not left alone. So there's enough trust to there's not enough trust to let them really do it, unless she just has to do something. It also, it makes that story, that they use anytime there's a depot or something like that, makes those stories seem a little bit more, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, because I even told her, because she was freaking out one day. I mean, really freaking out. And I said, find a teenager, get a babysitter for a couple hours. Everybody needs to de-stress. Anybody that's ever been around children know that they can drive you crazy every now and again. And she said, oh, no, nobody can watch her. Only me. I said, well, then leave her with John. Go for a ride. No, I'm not leaving her with John. No way. She has it in her mind that any man or anybody really is going to do harm. And that in itself, there's a condition that's called. And I think she's trying to keep her a baby. She's trying to keep her a baby.
That was an interesting thing that you said, by the way. You said, I think that she wants her to stay a baby forever. And
I do.
Do you think that's some of the regressive stuff? There's regressive things that have come up about development and stuff that, again, when I know this is just discussion, by the way, folks. Again, contacting is not helping. You've seen it for a while. If there's anything that happens It doesn't need to be just random people contacting, like I said. So don't contact anybody. Don't be contacting any place or anything based on anything we're talking about. We're just discussing. But with some of this behavior, I wonder, some of it again is perhaps not doing, but is some of it also trying to keep her a little forever? I'm not sure.
That's my opinion. And I say that because as a mother, as a grandmother, I want my child to succeed in life. I want my child to learn. She has her registered with a program. I asked her, when do you school her? Well, I don't have time. I'm dealing with all these lawsuits. That's her excuse for
You
everything.
can't do that anyway. That's illegal. You got to make
Yeah.
time. You fill out a thing that says that I homeschool my kids. I make time. Now, like with doing this the way I can, I get even more time. We can do even more. And I keep it going all the freaking time. That way, if we have an emergency or something, I can take time out of that. So it's not a
You
problem.
do it the right way. You do it the right. I homeschooled my kids in Florida, and what she's doing is very illegal.
Do we know if
She's not registered.
Do we know if potty training has happened yet?
She is not. And she blames Harley for that. She says it's her fault because she refuses.
That's not. It's not even difficult, man. It's not a. People look at that as some difficult procedure. It's not even a difficult thing. Kids like they like to be told, "Oh man, you're becoming a big kid." You want to use use this or use that.
Well, she's being raised in a lazy environment, and that's part of being lazy. Now, I have heard Harley answer the question, do you want to use the potty? No. And you don't ask. You put her on the potty and tell her to go,
Well, it's all in the framework too. It's oh man, you know what? Like again, with big kids, like with my little ones, when we're training them in, well, the first one, okay. With the second one, I'd be like, oh, you want to be like your big sissy, you want to be big, then blah blah blah. But with it's all about incentivizing. Oh man, and a lot of that doesn't mean bribing them with stuff. It just you give them praise, like kids. And it's not hard to make a kid feel loved. It's not hard to make.
No, it's not. But she's getting the negative side most of the time. But I got lucky and got little boys, and they're super easy. You take some Cheerios, you throw them in the bowl, and you say, shoot them.
Right.
So, I didn't have to train girls, but with her, she gets more negative than she does positive. Now, she did get a whiteboard, and she was on the star board where you earn a star. But it wasn't working. She was losing more than she was gaining. But her problem is there's a cartoon, and I still haven't been able to find this stupid cartoon because I really want to write to them and ask them to take it down. There's a cartoon on YouTube of children in a home with a mom and dad, and they abuse the parents. And if anybody knows the name of that cartoon, let Hug know, please, because I can't find it. But that's
Are we sure that exists? Are we sure that's not just an excuse? Because again, kids model behavior, and if they see, like, if for example, if my kids were in, and you and I we knew each other regularly, and I put hands on, and you put hands on, they would model that behavior. They think that's okay. They think that's in fact, they think that's love.
Yeah, that's her reality. That's her real life. That's what she's living. And I've been on the phone with her when she's hauled off and hit Michelle for no reason. Just came up behind her and right square in the back.
Well, if a kid doesn't get validation for positive behaviors, they will resort to negative behaviors too.
Exactly.
That's another thing. I've seen that, and all this stuff. The thing that bothers me with all this is number one, it's not the kid's fault.
Absolutely.
And number
Not her
two,
fault.
it's easily corrected. It's not something that it's going to be hard. But if they don't correct it within these years where you model behavior, then this is going to, you see a lot of people like with the ecosystem. A lot of people talk about these people's behaviors. That's their personalities. When people are like, well, these people are mentally ill. No, not necessarily. Some of you're just seeing who they are, how they are underneath, mask off. And a lot of that goes back to how we're raised. If you don't have those essential building blocks, it hurts. And you can correct this stuff. I mean, it takes time. It takes concern and love. And I am afraid that those things, they will never be removed, unfortunately.
No, and it takes patience, and that's one thing that she does not have. She has no tolerance whatsoever, and it's her age. I'm sorry, but she's not a spring chicken. So,
Yeah, well,
Harley could be her great grandchild.
That's also another thing. Like, it goes back to the bankruptcy too. This is a decisions. These are things that Lynette, I mean, again, I'm trying to think of a way to say this, and that is not going to be spun. She's not a spring chicken, let's say. If you have something that takes a decade and you're at that age, well, how many more decades do you have? You know what I mean? So when you're looking at a lot of the stuff that's going on, man, they're not going to have time to correct any kind of mistakes. So they need to do it. If they're not going to do it right, then let someone else do it. Lord, again, I try to avoid the kid subject quite a bit because
me too.
I avoid it. I've had people write about it and ask. One of the things, it feels so futile in a way. It's so frustrating because you can see things that are happening and it's treated like it doesn't matter. And it's not treated like the folks out there. There are plenty of people that see it, but the people who actually would have to do something, they don't care, I mean, now if this was this is a middle-class family, I bet they'd care.
Oh yeah. I mean, they take away the ones that shouldn't be taken away, and they leave the ones that need the help. And I'm not saying, take away. I'm saying this family needs help.
Right.
Harley needs help. She doesn't need somebody that's 2 hours away from her dictating the way she's going to be raised via somebody that she calls dad, but he's not dad. This kid is going to be so confused. And she already is. I mean, the mayor cutout that's across the street at Tubetown, that was put there for a joke. I told Harley it was a joke. I said, laugh at it. It's not real.
It's a joke. Like, everybody understands that except a kid told it.
Yes.
Right.
And she was told it was a monster. And I told her, no, it's not. It is a piece of paper. So they're inciting that fear. Stranger danger is real. It's completely real.
100%.
But you don't pound into a child's head that this person is going to hurt you. This person's going to kidnap you.
Yeah. We don't teach them about fear. That's right.
And that's what it is. She doesn't even play outside. She's living a life of fear, a nightmare which was created by the anti-Hales ecosystem. Good job, ladies. Good job.
Well, it is crazy. So outside of questions with kids, there are a lot of questions on that. Is there any other questions in there as well? Because there's a lot.
I mean, I'm sure they're going to hear Tina's this, that, and the third. And they're more than welcome to send them to you, and you can ask me. Because I know they're going to spend this in their little Their little chihuahuas are going to come barking.
Well, it's the whole thing in this too is these are they've been given a microphone that when this is over, they'll disappear. They won't be able to switch to something else, And actually, I think it'll get really funny pretty soon because again, they use AI pictures. Oh my God, I can't wait for all of the people out there that that when they become more interested in this, they should look at the AI catfishing that goes on because these people they use like a 18 to 20-year-old AI. They look so stunning and
Oh
nice.
my God, I saw that and I about freaked out. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah,
I mean, if you look at mine, that at least looks like me.
just mine again. It's a joke. It's a face. Again, I make jokes about myself all the time. I'm not 20. I don't. I'm also not. I'm not like, ooh yeah. Look at me. Look at my firm breasticles. But
I wear my wrinkles with pride.
I can't wait till people do the reality versus this sold fantasy because when people outside this in, oh my God, that is going to be hilarious.
And it's sad that she hides behind that avatar because she's created a persona, and unfortunately, the persona she has created is one of a "see you next Tuesday." And not of a caring woman.
I think that's who that is. I think that's the real person too.
She's a bully.
Smoky cats. Yeah, have you all never heard of someone called them breasticles? I knew a guy who used to say that all the time. He was like, "Men, look at that lady and her nice breasticles." And I was like, that really sounds weird, man.
I like that word.
Yeah, but I was like, that's kind of an odd parallel when you when you think about that. This guy, I don't know, used to crack me up. I knew a guy that, like I've talked about him, he had Tourette's syndrome, and he would say the funniest stuff. But he had he would meld words where they didn't belong. He would say things. I knew another guy that did this to a different degree, but he would take words and he would switch up the beginnings. Like instead of mud puddle, it'd be like pud muddle, and he also, when he get excited, he would yell out whatever words were stuck in his head. And a lot of times they would go back to, he would say 3 words and together they sounded really strange because they would flow for him. But he would say Jesus, penis, fetus. He would yell. I worked with him and he would yell that out like when you get excited at work. He had an older lady that asked him something about a movie, had bought one, and she wasn't thrilled about his recommendation. So she brought it back and she was complaining, and he kept getting more and more excited. He was like, ma'am, and she just kept pushing him. And after a while, he just, the tick came in. He was like, ma'am, I'm sorry, I'll give you a refund. Jesus, penis, fetus. It would come out. And it was amazing. And it's not mocking him. I mean, he was a good friend of mine for a while, but it was that was so funny because we they wanted to fire him over it. And they're like, you can't fire him. First of all, that was awesome. But second of all, he's protected. As a certain someone told us, he's ADA protected.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was.
We're gonna go back to her. No, I like that. I watched that Balin Out Loud. They actually made a show about a girl that's got Tourette's. I watched that. She's amazing. So
somebody talked about abuse medication. Do you want to get into that subject at all? I don't know. I'll ask you about that.
It depends.
Okay.
She's not medicated, if that's what you're asking.
No, I'm talking about, certain people come around that property a lot, and they a certain time.
Yeah, she couldn't get pain pills, so she decided to take the illegal route and get Subutex.
Interesting. Interesting. So yeah, even the person that, again, by her own words, that she's getting stuff from
Kenny
and
Jr.
everything.
Kenny Jr. I
Isn't
don't
that
have
the
a
guy?
problem telling the world.
Isn't that the guy that got in trouble on the property? And he's the one
Yeah,
that beat
I
his dad.
think, yeah, he's the guy that beat up his father, I think.
Hmm.
But I mean,
No,
I like I said, I don't know these people. I just know the names she
no,
tells me.
no thug. What that would be is if people subtext or suboxone, that would be. And again, I've talked
But
to her
you
about this. So
think
that keeps from.
about this tug. Wait, hold that
Okay.
thought
Yeah.
because it popped into my brain.
All right.
Remember when Michelle put up that drug screen a while back when she had to do the drug screen for CPS?
Mhm. Yeah.
She put it online.
Yeah. Mhm.
What is it, bupropion or whatever it's called?
Mhm.
That's in Subutex. That's not in an opioid. That's the opioid blocker.
Yeah.
That was on her drug test
Well, it
because
also it hits like an opiate too. It helps. Like some places with pain management, they use it as well. But one of the things that it also does is it keeps you from withdrawal. It now it can be very dangerous. By the way, this is one of the things, because if a person has not gone into a 24-hour withdrawal, when it hits, the way that it blocks off receptors and everything, it can cause you some severe problems. It can hurt you. So that is a dangerous route, but people will do that. Like if they
oh, that's
if they have
scary
medication. Yeah. Mhm.
because we got on the subject because of all my surgeries, and she said that she would buy one and she'll break it into fours and she'll do it like that because she couldn't
Yeah,
get
yeah, they
pain meds.
can. So if they pick up like a strip or a peel, I don't know. They can pick them up in strips or peels, but
Oh, I
if
don't know.
yeah, if they pick them up, they, depending on the strength, like if it's a 8 milligram, a lot of times, like if a person doesn't utilize them that much, an 8 milligram can be busted down into 2 milligrams, and that actually is quite a bit for somebody that's not used it. Now, if again, if they're just wanting that stuff can be successfully used, very successfully, by the way. It can be utilized for people getting clean. Again, you talk to a professional. I'm not advocating or not advocating. I'm just telling you, talk to a professional about it. But it can be successfully used for that. People use it for pain management and other things. But, we're not talking about a legal avenue here. We're talking about a not so legal avenue.
Yeah, that's a street pharmacist. That's not good. And right there to me would scream, "Hey, Levy County, why aren't you down there busting some people?" But
Yeah,
sorry,
that's
I got off topic. I know.
yeah. No, we're talking. Some people are noting. No, we're talking about like Subtext or Suboxone. That's what they're discussing there.
Oh,
So
I don't know the difference. I just know that that
yeah.
one drug popped in her.
Well, that comes up, with addiction. Again, it's I mean, it's if used properly, that can be one of the most effective ways for people, to get clean, as long as it's used correctly. It also, the out of control the use of prescriptions, it can kind of reel that in. But again, that's if used properly. That's
Well,
the
I
whole
mean,
thing.
yeah, everybody can take it. If you use it properly, then chances are you're not going to be an addict. So I don't know.
But anyway, I don't think so.
She's out there. I just
Were we supposed to hit anything? We haven't. I can't write. I meant to write down questions, and then I got lazy. Then I
you
started
got
working on
lazy.
that. Yeah. I started working on a new song.
Oh God.
Yeah. I was gonna write down questions, but then I made a song.
You gonna put it
Yeah.
to the tune of "Then I Got High"? Isn't that the name of the song?
No, I
Da,
think
da, da, da.
it's that song. What is it? 2 times ain't enough. It's talking about the two, suing people twice wasn't enough.
Oh,
2 times ain't
yeah.
enough. Because
Yep.
along with all of those, I guess we'll probably talk about this tomorrow. We'll do a live stream about, I think, 3 o'clock. tomorrow. But along with everything else that's come up, there was a discussion about suing folks, and like Rosalind was brought up, for example. It was basically hey, certain people got me fired from my job at the school. I'm going to sue anybody. And I didn't take the accusation. There was an insinuation when you listen to that live stream that was put out. The way it came together, I very much took that as an accusation that somebody was at least telling other people, inferring that myself and Megan Fox were somehow involved in that. And as I said, I contacted the police after this woman said that she had made police reports. Absolutely, I did. And I recorded contacting the police too. I recorded it because I record conversations like that just to make sure nobody tries to spin them in some weird way. But, you know, it's wild. Like Megan Fox didn't even contact the friend's school or anything. Like, it's so bizarre. But I mean, it's weird to have to deal with all these weird conspiracies like that. It's just how we went from that to sing-alongs.
Yeah, but it makes me wonder, is there somebody sitting in the corner coming up with this crap that we don't know about?
I don't think so. I think unless it's you know, somebody that only one person see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But no, I think that's her. Like, she's got it in her head. You know, part of it, again, I'm not taking anything away from with Leslie did some horrible stuff. Not some stuff like, oh, sorry about that. You know, apologies. We're all pals again. Like I said, the stuff she did with Shizzy was doxing him, doxing his wife, the threats that came from that stuff, nasty business. She also thought it was really funny when she pulled up her lawsuit. She thought she had that umbrella guy. Well, she thought she was onto something when she's like, oh, I know your real name, and put it up there. She attempted a doxing with me, but my name was already out there. So,
Yeah.
but that wasn't her lack of trying. So I mean, there were a million things that happened that were awful, but I do think that there were people out there that most definitely were pointing her and utilizing her manic episodes like a weapon. And
I agree.
I watched them do it publicly. You know,
Yeah.
I watched like 2L and they applaud. If that were my friend and they put up 100 videos in like 3 days and they weren't sleeping, you could see no sleep or anything.
I would be at her house.
Yeah, I'd be very
at all costs.
Do you not think it's weird too? So the statements that 2L made about Leslie, she said that she had been blocked and then unblocked, and you know, Leslie had been texting and contacting her. And I thought that's weird because Lynette Preston didn't have your number at all.
I know, right?
Isn't that bizarre?
If I don't have my friend's phone number, you're not my friend.
Yeah,
and I'll go back to this Leslie thing with Lisa. If Lynette had done anything that I felt like she needed professional help with, I would have been on the phone with Levy County myself saying, this person needs to be Baker acted. And here's why. If Lisa was Leslie's friend during all of these episodes, she should have been on the phone with her husband saying, your wife needs help. So I don't believe Lisa knows what a friend really is.
Well, that's definitely not the friends there. And on top of it, the lies about nobody was talking about being having them Baker act. I was like, man, I've got screenshots of these people that are talking about Baker. Even like for myself, as crazy as Leslie's behavior, I never once talked about having her Baker acted or anything. You know, I don't like the idea of sending people to someone's home like that. you know, and I think the people around them should be concerned about these situations, but they were more than happy to utilize her like that until now that she's out here talking about stuff, now that she's out here not doing damage to people, she's not useful anymore. They talk about how crazy she is and what kind of piece of garbage she is and all this.
Mm-hmm. And that should tell her, quote unquote, following what kind of person she is. Look at what they did to Don that night in chat because he asked a question. And he's been following them forever, it seems. And they went on the attack on one of their own. They were eating their young, so to speak.
Yeah,
It's
and then
disgusting.
he just fell back in line. Well, that was a lot of that was Marla, which was really funny. I mean, again, it's amazing. Marla does all this damage control for people that do not like her. They have talked about how much they don't like her. They talked about it publicly, but they also talked about it privately.
Oh, I don't like her. You can put me on that list. I don't like her.
Of course, I mean, well, she tried to weaponize like the worst tragedy. Again, I hate to even bring that stuff up, because I not like that makes it better not to bring it up. But I mean, these people, the way they did that was such a nasty, vile thing. And I mean, losing a child, like no parent, people who've never been parents anyway, like these people, many of them do not have kids. They're not around kids. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they have no idea about the bond and love, and then about loss. Like they just can't even conceive the notion.
Nope. And I hope that nobody, even the people that I despise on this earth, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Because I died. A part of me went with my son. Because I don't look at death like I used to. Death doesn't, yes, it saddens me. And like, with the text I got when I got to Florida that night that you came out with Michelle's recording, I got that nasty text from her, living in my agony or whatever. I'm living with a husband who doesn't have a lot of time left. So I'm looking, I'm facing death yet again. But it's not the same. It's a different quality of pain, so to speak.
Right.
And for Marla to try to use my son, what you did was hurt his daughter. Yeah, his daughter. He has a daughter, and she lives in Florida. And she's fixing to be 18. So I would suggest you keep her daddy's name out your mouth because she's not a very nice girl. But I haven't talked to my granddaughter since April of 2024 because of Miss Marla. That's why I say when Jeremy is done with you, after he spits your old ass out, you're all mine. Whatever you have left over, I will take from you and give to his daughter. But
they deserve it. I mean, they do. And remember, you don't owe people explanations on there.
Well, no, but people are going to talk, and I'd rather them hear the truth, Tug.
Right.
Instead of them trying to spin it. They have no idea the hell I went through with my son. They don't know. They don't know what it's like to wake up and think you're driving back to a different state 17 hours away and shake your son only to find him stone cold dead in the hotel room bed next to you. They have no clue. Or what it's like to watch the EMTs pick him up off the bed stiff and leave a pool of blood on the mattress. And then for you to come in and poke that I had something to do with my son's death, how freaking dare you? How freaking dare you? I had nothing to do with my son's death. My son had a hard life. He went through trauma that you could only dream about. And I hope he haunts you. I hope his spirit comes down and haunts you. You're 68 years old, Marla. Get off the damn computer and go play bingo.
No, you didn't hear. Actually, she all she wants to do is fish, but I mean, old Jeremy took her favorite fishing spot.
Okay, Jeremy, give her back that fishing spot, and then I'll just ask Ernie to come down and push her
Oh
in.
my gosh. Oh, having some fishing. Oh man, we need a Marla song, you know? She needs a gangster rap song, you know?
Mm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
68 in my grill. I want to go fishing. Yeah. That'd
Jerry
be
took
amazing.
my heel.
Oh my God, that'd be great. You know, she could talk about rolling through her hood in her in her
Riding
limo.
dirty with her catfish.
Oh yeah, God, that would be funny. I'd love to see her like rolling around behind her curtains peeking out. She's like riding dirty.
And a loofah mobile.
Oh, gross. That's really nasty. She does need a rap
Okay.
song. Maybe I'll have
Yes.
maybe I'll make her a rap song.
Do that just for me, please.
Oh
I
God,
want
I
that.
think that would be really good. Well, I was working on a one talking about fraudsters. I never get tired of just laughing at these fraudster fucking people and talking about how they've stolen money because it's amazing. They did it publicly. Anybody that's like
Mhm.
it didn't have they've admitted they took money. They're just like, but all but 18 grand is now ours. Okay, all right. Anyway, let's hit some
Under whose authority?
Ugh, I'm sorry about the stuff with that, Tina. I know. Again, these people, they
It's
motivate.
motivating. They're motivating me. I
we've
couldn't
talked
save
about
my son, but I can save Harley. That's what's motivating me. So y'all keep it up because the more you do, the more I dig. And the more I dig, the more I find. The more I find, the more I turn over. So please keep it up.
just amazing.
'Cause
Like, they
it,
never cared. Like, okay,
and they only think there's a couple of us. They have no clue how big this is of people like me behind the scenes that aren't known. I could probably name off 10 right off the top of my head, but I won't. I won't because they're in your group. They know. I get a lot of information from these people, and I'm going to hold it close to my heart and let it go when I think the time is right. And you guys that want to play the game, you're playing a game you can't win.
yeah,
It's time to
that's
bow out.
well, that's the
Okay, I'll
thing.
shush.
No, they think they think that if they yell and they try to intimidate enough that it'll stop people from talking about it.
Oh,
That
I'm sure I'm going to be a Nazi. We're going to be racist. We're going to be
oh yeah, they
this,
tried
that,
that
and the
with
third.
look at what they did with Hales again. That is a common tactic, by the way, for people to try to ruin a person. They were screaming about it being all these XYZ things, and it was
And it
even in
backfired.
the depot. You remember that Bruce was trying to say, "Oh, you were Cleveland Indians."
Yeah.
Indians? Isn't that racist? What? Are you
Yeah.
so you saying anybody that latches on to that, there's somehow right? Because oh my God, some people got offended. Oh my Lord.
As long they can do it to you all day long, but
Yep.
you can't say anything to them because then
Oh
they
no.
get offended and they need a safe spot. And their safe spot is a pen, a crooked lawyer, and a courtroom.
Well,
That's their safe spot.
there ain't no safe place for them at all. Maybe they can watch
Yeah,
some
true.
Fredo up in the corner because they show ain't getting it here. All right, let's do
Start
some
rocking
super.
back and
You,
forth.
you
Okay,
sticking for
I'm going to
supers?
go on mute. I'll
Okay.
stay for a bit. Yeah.
Max, what's up, man? Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the super chat there. It's been a wild time. Appreciate the donks the other day too, brother. Thank you. Tizzy, what's up? Tizzy the Moots. Thank you for the gift. By the way, Tizzy had a great video, like a recent one. Go and check that out. I like Tizzy's. I like the way the humor is it's in there. It's it's buried and yet it's not. It just hits you and it takes a minute sometimes to process. You're like, that's pretty good. I like it. What's up, Cynthia? Dropped gifted membership there. Thank you, Cynthia. That is very much appreciated. Appreciate you and thank you. Tess, what's up, Tess? Thank you for the gifted membership as well. Thank you, Tess. Much appreciated there too. Loving the Muppet. Thank you. Ande, what's up? Thanks for the two. Gave the who gave the evil lips a karaoke machine? She's been tearing it up with that karaoke machine, hasn't she? She's actually done what, 3 now? Has she done any new ones? No, it hasn't. By the way, Leslie. By the way, you realize that if you're spitting out these over and over, if you're really wanting to grow a channel, because she said that's what her goal was, the algorithm will not pick up that much stuff. You're doing way too much crap. You need to limit it to maybe 3 a day at most. But I mean, Lord, I expect all of that to get deleted in a week, and you'd be pissed off. Again, you've demanded apology. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'll never get through tonight otherwise. But yeah, the karaoke's hilarious there. Audrey, I want to do a sing along. Audrey, thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you, Audrey. Appreciate that. Appreciate you too. I love that Muppet too. I like the way that looks there. Maybe not. What's up? Maybe not. Appreciate you. It's good to see you as well. Dropping that 10 giftos. Thank you for that too. Maybe not. And like I said, I always appreciate you. What's up? Wand? Thank you for the 4 months. No statement attached. 4 months is indeed a statement. Thank you, Wand. Tizzy the Bounce. Thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you, Tizzy. Much appreciated. Like I said, appreciate you. Thank you. Audrey, dropped 2 there. Hugs. Much love to all indeed. Love to everybody out there too. Appreciate all you folks that are here, stuck around. I thought we had a good live stream with that. Again, I'll think of a million things that I wanted to ask or say that I just forgot. Deborah, thank you for the super sticker there. Thank you, Deborah. That'll be something I can clip. The kids will love that. Appreciate that. Fallen Hero, good to see you as always. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you there. And oh man, you've been here forever. So thank you, brother. Appreciate it. George, thanks for the 5 there. Thinking about interviewing Lips so she can tell you how much she loves you. Tucklesworth. Ooh, yeah, that's what I need. I need that love. I need it there. Oh, the songs made my day. And then I'm gonna do a duet. I'm gonna pull it up. Emmy, thanks for 5. Can this Mons please stop arguing? And it's really distracting what Tug and Tina are talking about. Here, I think one reminder, and again, this is not pointed at anybody. Let me just say it this way, okay? Remember, if anything, people agree, disagree, whatever. Just remember, at the end of the day, there is a common goal that unites pretty much everyone. And if that common goal, it should at least be laughing at the idiots over there, having fun and remembering that. Let's all, we can unite in our, and I know that over time too, we're all human, we like it, we like, we don't like it, we don't like, whatever. But in this again, we can come together, we can have fun, and we really build something and enjoy each other's company, and in that again, we can mock a lot of stupid. So I think in life, sometimes we need a reset button, and maybe, with a lot of, and again, not pointing at anybody when I say this, I'm just saying, period, for myself too, and sometimes in life, maybe we need a reset button. And sometimes it's hard to hit that reset button because nobody wants to say, hey, in that, can we all just get along? No, I don't mean that, but for real, everybody there. I mean, we can have, like I said, we can have fun, goof off, laugh at idiots, and God, there's a lot of that. There's so much fun to be had out there, just getting kind of, sometimes we get caught in our distractions. So life is also, it's an important thing too. Don't waste it being mad. I try not to be mad. I try to laugh at stupid, like I said. So just enjoy things too. But yeah, I appreciate all of you as well. All of you. Thank you all. Sherry, thanks for the 2 there. Thank you, Tom and Tina, for bringing the truth to light. Indeed. And thank you. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for that. And also, you dropped a 2 there with not a statement attached, but again, thank you for that, for both of those. Appreciate that. Auntie, thank you for the 2 there. Rosalind's awesome. Delete this on mine. Yeah, again, people just stop. What's the point in fighting? Like I said, people, we're all, I tell you, like one of the things, it amazes me how much time gets wasted with just, again, drama and ridiculousness. So again, Rogue Mo, thank you for the 2 there. Tina, thank you for being a rock star. Thank you for that. Georgia, thanks for the 5 there. I told her, can you please on Hot Peculiar Optics? She was banned for being an ex-Flea fan. Not fair at all. Yeah, I'll talk to Mod and see what happened with that and everything. I'll look at it for sure after this. I always like looking at the situation. I'll see what happened and everything. But yeah, I'll look at it for sure. Michelle, thank you for the gifted membership. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I hope, like I said, I hope you enjoyed looking at all the crazy there. It was fun there. Yeah, Tracy, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships there. Thank you. Appreciate that. I got another request on unblocking Peculiar. Like I said, I'll look at that. It's not about sides either. Okay, I'm making this clear. I don't particularly care if a person is a fan or a follower of, anybody in that. Again, that's not, there are no rules about you being a fan of somebody. That includes myself. So I'll look into situations. But like I said, I hope in situations, these situations dig in. And I hope it's sometime people can find reset buttons in life, because what happens is people, they have whatever problem, and it becomes an individual problem sometimes too. Or, and I'm not pointing this at anybody when I say it, but individuals, they act as individual. And maybe we're at the beginning of a new year. Maybe we can reset some stuff. And like I said, laugh at some stupid people and have fun, But yeah, appreciate you. SF, thanks for the 5. Go ahead, Element OP. Sue for emotional damage for HG. See what kind of investigation that'll not. Yes, indeed. This is the kind of thing that I don't think they really want to, they tell her, yeah, you could sue for this or that. Do you realize what kind of digging that would allow? Do you have any idea how much fun that could be? I love it. I love the idea of that. I love the idea that she's going to sue. Not only that, like I said, she contacted me. She contacted Tina there, and what's she going to do? She keeps saying she's going to sue everybody. She's going to sue Tina? Really? Yeah. I mean, what's she gonna do? Is she gonna try to go after her for telling the truth? Oh my Lord! And if she does,
I'm scared. I'm so scared.
I know you've been terrified, Tina. You've been.
I'm terrified.
I heard the microphone shaking. It was like, oh my God, yeah. Oh, these people, they think there's something. They really do. But yeah, that investigation would be amazing. Jack's mom, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you, Jack's mom, too. Appreciate you there. As always, good to see you. New Year, baby. Hey, something to bark about. Like I said, I'm loving that new image, too. I love it. Love that. Love that look on the dog's face. Like, love it. Thank you for the 10 gift.
That's Tucker's twin.
That's cute, isn't it?
That's cute.
Yeah, I can imagine. See, there you go. I love their channel. By the way, something to bark about. It's a good, just calmer and a reset in the day, It's really nice to check out that way. In the Clouds, thanks for the 5 gifted membership. Thank you, In the Cloud. Good to see you there. Loving that. Love the avatar, too, as always. Thank you. I can see avatar so much better now with this new setup, too, so thank you. Rio Rai, I'll check that out, by the way. Thank you, Rio Rai. Appreciate you. East Texas Cowboy, thanks for the 4 months there. You've been following Hale since before all this craziness. Found you and the rest of the channels actually because of Laura Owens. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think we'll see more eyes tuning into this, and I think that's going to be interesting as well. I think we're going to see a lot of people being like, what is this now? It'll be fun. What's up, Julie? Thanks for the 2 there. Has LP talked with Tina since she streamed with Tug? That would be a no, right?
No, not since December 6th.
No, she hasn't tried to send you any threats or anything like that again.
No, I haven't received anything and still am not blocked. So the door's open. She can text anytime she wants.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious about if she'll ever. I really wasn't surprised by the first threat, just to be honest. I wasn't surprised that she tried to tell you, you're going to go to hell or, suffer, because, that's such a lovely Christian thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
When I think that, I think, love thy neighbor as thyself, suffer.
Yeah. It just sucks that she knows what I've been going through, so she knew what she was doing. But I'm muting again so you can read.
Okay. William, thanks for the 20 there. 100% about screaming with a child. I grew up with it and more. And ended up by 13. I had to make a conscious choice not to allow it in my home as an adult. It was very hard at first, but it's a much more peaceful life. Yes, and my mom was very good with that. I had other people in my life though that were chaotic and awful, and a lot of times, and I've had to make conscious choices in my own behavior as a parent. I address things, again, my method of punishment. I think raising your voice is punishment, to be honest. Like my kids, you can see them, like if they've done something wrong, they're not flinching up or anything. They might cover their ears for a second because they know how bad something is, and it would go there, like, oh no. But also with that voice range, there's another thing that comes up with it. It's the fact that you could be disappointed. One of the most painful things I ever heard my grandfather tell me, and it sticks with me to this day. As old as I am, it still sticks with me. He's been gone a long time, but I'd done something stupid, and my grandfather looked at me and he shook his head and he said, "I'm disappointed in you." And that was just as terrible. It was terrible. I never wanted to do that. So, if done properly, a person, they can make a child strive to do better or be better and to model good behavior. But you have to be very diligent about that. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5. Is Crook really 100% sober, both alcohol and drugs? Hey, Tina, do you know on this one, by the way? Is there sobriety as advertised?
I can't say either way. I have my suspicions.
Okay.
I don't think he is. But again, that's a suspicion. I don't know.
Do you think Lynette, with the before, with all the just passed out drunk all the time, with that too, do you think she managed him better when he was that? Or, has there been a change at all? You said again, you don't really know.
I know I don't really know, but just hearing him, he doesn't slur. So I can't say that he's drinking. I never really asked her.
Right.
But, he does have his knee condition. So I'm assuming since he's going to pain management, he's probably on something.
Yeah, that's actually, that's bad with alcohol too.
I don't know if he abuses it.
So. See, there people as well. See, that's an honest, I don't know. That's an honest answer there. That's what I like with Tina. She's not embellishing if she doesn't know a question or an answer. She's like, I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, the pain management thing on top of all the other uses and stuff, that's dangerous. That's absolutely a dangerous road. So I think that was a good ad too. Massmore, thanks for the fun. Lisa, what you have now done to that child is as sick as what LMNOP is doing. Shame on you. I think it's crazy that, again, with them, I mean, they absolutely were okay with having someone live in a 10 by 15. They were good to go with that. Good to go. Here and after. Thanks for the month there. Thanks, Tina, for telling the truth. Indeed. Absolutely. I appreciate that about Tina. AKA the cat lady. Thanks for the fun. Someone mentioned they believe Lisa listened to the bankruptcy hearing through the video cameras. That makes so much sense. I think they're right. I wonder, to be honest, I think that, for the bankruptcy itself, they were there for the last part for sure. Now, other parts, I'm not going to say exactly what I think about that, but for the last one, they were 100% there. They said the last minute they were invited in by LP's lawyer and everything. So they're gaming. It's funny. On one hand, they can try to get this person arrested and everything else. They try to put 2L in jail, and 2L talks about this person as a scumbag and all of that. But on the other hand, they think that they have a plan. And again, it's funny what their plan is. Their plan is so transparent. It's amazing. It's so bad too. Lolona, what's up? Thanks for the 10 there. My accent is probably the furthest south in the chat. Indeed, that's hilarious. Yeah. You're like, you're like Southern American. Forget that. Let's talk about the real. That's hilarious. I love it. That's great there. What's up, Andre? Thanks for the 2 there. Hey, Tuck. Just play my lurker tax. Well, hey, man. Thank you. I appreciate you here as always, too, my friend. Thank you. Selena, thank you for the fun there. My second ever super chat. Well, that's awesome, Selena. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate that too. And thank you. Thank you for backing the channel. Thank you for being here. Again, appreciate you. Suzanne, thanks for the 10. Why did LP say she would be getting a nurse to be given LP breaks for caring for HG? Yeah, did she, Tina, on that too? Did she continue with that idea that she would be getting on her?
No, that was passion speaking. I need a break. I'm going to get a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
But no, because I asked her about that respite care she mentioned. And she said she would never leave Harley alone with anyone. Unless it was her care team. Her doctor's team at that one hospital. She said that would be the only scenario that would happen.
It's kind of...
But she would qualify for a caregiver. This is what I don't understand.
Right.
She has the ability to get a caregiver. And
that would allow somebody in the home and everything else, though, to see everything.
They're in the camper, but I mean, I think her way of thinking is you're going to bring germs in. That's what she thinks. But I mean, she touched on it with me, but she said absolutely not unless it was her care team.
I wonder. I mean, that's kind of an interesting question, you know?
Yep. That's a good one.
What's up, Trish? What's up? Says, hey, today's my birthday. Can I get a song? Heck yeah, you can get a song. That's of course. Let me pull up that wonderful song. Give me 1 second. I gotta scroll. It takes me a minute to find everything. I got so many clips here. Here we go.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
From all of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
All right. Love
Happy
it.
birthday.
Hey, yes, for sure. Thank you, Trish Jacksmall. Thank you. Love it. Travis, man, what's up? Thanks for the phone there. Glad you're on that, Tug. It's been a tough, rough week for me, and my only enjoyment is your show. Got me through probation and everything else. I'm glad for it. Well, dude, I'm glad that you're here. Like I said, it's good. You have a constant, you have something you enjoy doing, you enjoy watching, laughing at stupid, and it takes away from that. And yeah, I hope your week gets better, brother. I know you've had a rough one there. Like I said, you day to day, brother, day to day as well. Don't fall back on bad habits either. Just keep pushing on, and appreciate you, my friend. AKA the cat lady. Thanks for 5. I think we need a little fishing pond by the memorial for the memorial that never was. You know what we need there? What's that little game where you have the little toy fishing pole and you have the little fish that bite at it? You know what I'm talking about? You like hold. I can't remember what that game is called.
That little magnet one? Is that the one you're talking
where
about?
You have the little bitty fish.
Something with the goldfish?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think that's what we need. I think we need one of those. I think
reserved just for Marla.
Yeah, that way Marla can just,
Got to make sure it's an awful big boulder. I'll have to bring one down from up in the mountains.
That's what it is. I'm gonna ask Jeremy if we can install that fishing hole.
I'm muting.
Is that what that is? You're right. What is that? What it's called? Go fish. You look that up.
Is it go? I'll see if I can find it while you read.
Yeah, I was looking it up earlier. Yeah, there it is. I see it. I see the thing. It's called Let's Go Fishing. That's what it's called. Let's Go Fishing.
Oh, now see, Marla, you are special. You're going to get your own little fishing spot.
That'd be awesome. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's a lot of maintenance and stuff. We don't want to say for sure. I mean, good Lord, Jeremy Hales, he may not want a whole fish spot complete with a magnet fishing pole and and what 12 little plastic fish he might have to feed. Oh Lord, might be work.
Not to mention the big old truck that would have to bring her in.
Oh God, yeah, that'd be more problems. It'd be
it might get stuck.
But no, I mean Marley. I mean, you can imagine her. So you can imagine her rolling up. I'm getting the picture for that right now.
On a flatbed.
Oh my God, I need to.
Oh, you're bad.
I'm gonna have to make a freaking picture for this. It's gonna be amazing, though. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about here. See, imagine Marla. Like she could take away all that anger and hostility. She could like roll up. We could get this right here. We got all these little fish right here. You got a little magnet fishing pole. She just roll up, catch her a couple of fish. We can even install some drapes so she could hide behind them if she wanted to while she's fishing.
Don't forget the bucket. So
oh yeah. Can you imagine the blue bucket to put them in? Wouldn't that be amazing? I mean,
oh my Lanta.
You definitely don't. You definitely don't want her to have to expose herself to the world, though. So we'll give her some private eye spray. We won't tell her it's actually breath spray. But
got to make sure there's a mental scrub brush on the closest tree. Okay.
We'll give her some spray. We'll tell her it's mace, but it's really deodorant. Oh Lord, that'd be amazing. I love it.
Oh my gosh. I'm muting.
Steph, thank you for the F5 Tug. I'm happy to see you made it off Skid Row. I know that was a rough night last night. We're all worried about you. That was hilarious. If people missed Jay's stream last night, so there was a guy walking down the road in it, on the little Skid Row, and he had an umbrella in my colors there, and right when he pops up, he falls down. It was crazy. It was pretty funny. I went over and that popped up right when I popped over there, so it was perfect time. It was almost like Jay planned it the whole time. Dun, dun, dun. Pickle Tank, thanks for the 10 there. My pain management doctor had me at Suboxone for about 3 years. Suboxone worked great for chronic pain, but nothing for acute pain. Yes, so we're in the process of getting me on a pain pump. Yeah, that stuff. I mean, again, if utilized correctly, it works. As long as people understand what it's for, because it's not just for with draw or anything like that. It's also, with intent injury pains, or there's all kinds of uses for. But yeah, that's it. I hope your stuff is more manageable. That sounds rough there. I hope they get your situation under control. That's rough. Dealing with pain these days, especially with all the restrictions on medication, everything is very difficult too. So appreciate you. Love to you. Cajun Joe in Tennessee. Ooh, Tennessee, baby. Cartoon is love from East Tennessee. You'll have to tell me what part of East Tennessee you're from, brother. I'm curious where you're from. I'm all over like Tennessee, but my area right now, Warren County currently. So I like it down here. I think it's part of the area. So, but I've been all over. I've lived in like Davidson. I like Davidson, okay, except God, some of that stuff is crazy up there too. Wanda, thanks for the 16 months. Thanks for the good stream. Well, thank you. Appreciate you there. Thank you, Wanda. Undo. Thanks for the 2. Thank you for showing up, Tina. You rock. Indeed, Tina.
Thanks, Annie M.
Yeah, I mean, Tina, you do well on live streams. You just show up, goof off. It's good,
I'm still considered a virgin, thank you.
Spirit Walker, thanks for the vibe. Thanks, Tina, for your care about HG. Indeed. Pickle Tink, thanks for the 5 there. She had to get someplace for a caregiver, respite nurse to come in. The shed her tent wouldn't work. That would be true too. Before, like, she would have had a real problem with that for a 10 by 15. Again, if she'd have brought them in and had all of that, they would have seen everything. That would have been a real problem back when. Yeah. Same for a babysitter. That's true. That is absolutely true. What's all about that? Bug Naked, thanks for the 5. Sushi on the hoof. It's not catch and release, it's catch and eat. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Lord. I'm gonna see you like trying to eat one of those magnet fish. Wouldn't that be amazing? Oh, Lord.
The new chicken skin, perhaps?
Oh man, yeah, that would be. You hear like crunch. It's funny, if she ate one, how obstinate and asinine, you'd be like, I bet those taste bad, and she'd be like, no, it's really good. Amazing.
You're gonna get me down a bad path.
I know, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Busy horse, thanks for the 20 months. What about John does just sitting on a wishing well fishing? I know, for everyone to see. Actually, my whole thing, again, and putting up the memorial is kind of an FU to the scammers out there. That's really the purpose of anything that's done. It's been it's a call out. It's saying, hey, we saw what you did, and we have put up a memorial so everyone can remember what you did. Anytime it's seen, anytime people talk about it, it always commemorates what was done. Again, once I got clear my throat, even if they come in and they finally provide something, it took them a year plus. So that would mean that we moved them to action. They didn't move them. They were fine with inaction. We moved them to action, which is amazing. I love that idea. Oh, I love it. But yeah, thank you, Too Busy Horse. Appreciate you. And 20 months, that's crazy. Thank you. Very much so. Spirit Walker, thanks for the 10 there. Thanks, Tina and crew. Thank you there. Appreciate that. I also appreciate you, Spirit Walker. And Mad Hatta, what's up? Thanks for the 2 there. Sadly, just made it a replay. Oh man, well, you made it. I mean, that's what matters. So thank you for that. Now let me go and check something very quickly. I know I saw a couple of people I want to shout out here as well. Friends in a 30, thank you. Breadstick money to help you off Skid Row. I know, man. You know what was funny is if you looked at their broadcast, they said there was something on the ground. They were like, "What is that? Is that like moist breadsticks or something?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's really why I was down in Skid Row. I was chasing the moist breadsticks." Love it. And Emmy, hey, thank you for the 10. Also sent. It says, "Great show tonight. Thank you for having Tina on and being very transparent about what's going on." Indeed. Now like I said, there's some stuff that's still being looked at and everything. You know, I share as much as I can. There are, as we said, there are moles. One mole, begets another. We also have people like, again, Tina. Tina is not a quote unquote mole. A mole by its definition would be somebody that has been ecosystem. They've been setting up there. They've been, the heights of it. Tina was just concerned by the awful that she was told. She was like, man, and she was told also, get in touch with those people and talk to them too. So on top of it, these people even wanted it. It's really funny how that goes. It's really funny how they ask you to do that, Tina.
They asked for it. So I'm doing exactly what they asked me to do. Take it to them, take it to everyone. So, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you do it until, now they're like, I'm sorry, Tina, but don't do that. It's like
too late. You asked me to do it. I never go back on my word.
Indeed. What a bunch of idiots to think, hey, that might not be the best course, but who knows? And Pickled Tink, thanks for the 5 there. Tongue, I used to live in Greenville. Hey, I like it down there. That's about 3.5 hours from me. I like it there. My ex-husband from there. I miss the mountains. I know it's a beautiful area. It's one thing I love about Tennessee, and other places they don't have. A lot of places are flat, and I love Tennessee. We have mountainous terrain. It's beautiful out. All right, folks. Well, I appreciate you all. I'm going to end here. Tomorrow we will go. I'm not sure we'll go at 3 or we'll go at 4. I'm just, I'm curious.
Can I just say something before you end?
Yeah, I just saw something. I'm going to pull it up while we're doing this. All right. Go ahead.
I just want to reiterate to people that may still be on the fence. This isn't about the adults now. This is about a child who needs help. This is about holding people accountable who stole money that you gave, money that you work for. Some I know took loans out to donate and are now coming forward. There have been many. You're not alone. If you think you've been scammed, you need to reach out to Tug, to Megan, to Rosalind, to Jeremy, to George. Heck, if you need to, message me. I don't go on social media a lot, but I do check my messenger, and I will forward it over to Tug.
Yeah.
If you're intimidated by going to any of them, just forward it to me. I'm a nobody on YouTube, and I will get it to them if that worries you. If you want to remain anonymous, I'll be the middleman. And I'm only doing this because what they did is absolutely wrong, illegal, and they're hurting too many people, too many good people. So I want to thank everybody for listening. And if you have questions for Tug, I listen every night. I can give him the answers over Messenger. Y'all have a good 2026. I'm going to mute and let Tug do his thing.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up one other thing. Yeah. 1 second. All right, check this out. I want to show you something. So apparently, we have a lot of people watching, I think, including, check this out here.
You're going to make my night, aren't you? Or my morning.
Well, here's Lynette 3 hours ago. So about 20 minutes in. One day, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth will be proven. And when it does, many people are going to be left feeling pretty stupid and pretty sorry for their part in it.
She must be looking in the mirror because I can prove everything I've said.
Well, I wonder, like what has to happen? Like she's already been told there will be sanctions against her for one of her cases that she brought that turned out to be a bunk lawsuit. So
Yep.
is that not truth?
That's 100% true. That was not a Jeremy or anybody else as the plaintiff. That was her lawsuit that she got spanked on. The judge is just reserving the amount. And this is what Lisa is telling people, that there was not a consequence. That is not true.
Yeah, it's wild to tell people like nothing happened, like you can't see it.
Yeah, he is reserving the amount. So if you question what entitlement is, just pull up Florida state entitlement rulings, read for yourself. Because eventually, once her bankruptcy is over and discharged, that judge will then revisit it and he will assign a dollar amount. That dollar amount cannot and will not be written off. She will be held responsible in paying that to the courts.
She's going to learn some crazy lessons, you know?
She's going to learn lessons that for the rest of her life. I mean, she's going to be writing those checks, like that one judge said. Get your checkbook ready. So.
Yeah, indeed. Ketchup also. Thanks, dude. Do you like my YouTube? He did. Hey, Tina, by the way. What's up, Tuna? There's
hey, Ketchup.
By the way, I appreciate you, Ketchup. You know, you guys been pretty funny. I appreciate, like, you know what I like with Jay and all the crew over there. Just crazy, goofy, having fun. Love it. Janice, thanks for the 10 there, Tongue. I'm feeling much better. Good. Not 100%, but getting there. It doesn't feel like I'm drowning with just air. Great. That is good news. I'm glad you were on the mend. I'd been wondering about you, so I'm glad that you clarified that. Also, great show with Tina. I hope she returns soon. Indeed, you know. Tina, the funny thing is, like, after these sit down, I get about 40 emails, and people are like, hey, what about this? What about that? And I'm like, oh yeah, maybe we should have mentioned this or that. Man, that's a big thing. We forgot. So it does happen. But Tina's always welcome to. So you got anything else you want to add, Tina? Otherwise, we are done.
No, I'm good. Thank you for having me on. Love to all. Pray for Harley. Pray for Jeremy. And just remember, the good Lord won't take you there if he's not going to show you through it. So.
Indeed. Good way to end there. All right, folks. I will continue with you tomorrow. See you then.
Bye, y'all.